I got killed by a fucking box. Agnes Lato 2021. Who? I got killed by a fucking box. Agnes Lato 2021. Deleted by Knight Rider Sig. I got killed by a fucking Aurora. Salty Mike. That's not being a pirate, that's just being a murder hobo. Disney pirate. And we're like, yeah, no shit, we know it's missing. Pyro 2021. I got killed by a fucking Aurora. Salty Mike. This is bullshit. Entitlement processing. Gonna bring M in cold. Two weeks. Entitlement processing. What is this man doing? I do my research. Tesseract. Soon. TM. And we're like, yeah, no shit, we know it's missing. Rear impact warning. Better watch out dropping knowledge bombs like that. Morph may try to get you nerfed. Kill. Torpedo burrito, loaded in the front, fired out the rear. Pyro 2020. We're not going to release a ship that doesn't have its intended gameplay complete. Sig, apparently. That's not being a pirate, that's just being a murder hobo. Disney pirate. And as we all know, all good starships have a name. Enjoy the ride. The only constant in game development is change. What does a man do? This is indeed valid gameplay. Be careful out there. We're on the road to Pyro. This is indeed valid gameplay. Be careful out there. Enjoy the ride. It's Alpha. This is indeed valid gameplay. Be careful out there. Elevators have been fixed. Every iteration of the patch notes. Soon. TM. Jared, switch to red one. I got killed by a fucking box, Agnes Lato 2021. It's alpha. Elevators have been fixed, every iteration of the patch notes. Rear impact warning. Your cargo, your responsibility. Two weeks. Elevators have been fixed, every iteration of the patch notes. Fidelity.
Alright, hello. There we go. Alright. How we all doing?
Did you fuck it up already, Agents?
What do you mean? What have I fucked up, Dobbs?
I don't know. Usually you do something to fuck it up.
No, I actually switched to the right scene. I said hello. If anything, Dobbs, you've just thrown me off, and that's how I've been fucked up now. Good job, Dobbs.
Thank you, Agents.
Alright, well. How we all doing? Start again? Alright.
I'm feeling chuffed, Agents. I don't know about you.
Chuffed? You're feeling chuffed, wow. Well, I'm about to start all over again, so I'm going to uninstall my operating system and start everything from scratch. I'll reformat the SSD and everything.
Come on, Agents. You're really going to listen to the peanut gallery like that?
Space Dude, getting in early with his sticker. Thank you very much, mate. Space Dude is also chuffed.
That's good, man. Hell yeah. Be able to eat hot dogs if you're on a hologram. Hey, you know what? Don't underestimate the futuristic ingenuity of the human race 900 years from now. Anything is possible, right, chat?
I think I actually might have some hot dogs in the fridge. Not gonna heat them up now. It's like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning.
Nuke it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. Don't even have a bun. Just come back and just fucking gnaw on that shit for the rest of the stream.
Alright. So what's new? What's going on?
Well, Agents, we recently released a video on the YouTube channel, which, by the way,
how did it go?
I want to say this really quick. 13,000 views in just about 2 days. That is an incredible number. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching and supporting the channel, as well as the subscriptions that have come in. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're doing great work. Thank you all so much for the support and your viewership, and the engagement means the world to us. And I'll tell you this, we have a lot more videos that are in the backlog currently. We've been doing piracy every single day, you know, bringing that money in. It's been going great. We just need to figure out which one we need to edit next and put out. But yeah, the next one should be going great. Again, seriously, thank you guys so much for the support and the viewership and the engagement. It really means a lot.
Share it with more friends. Share it with more people. You know how scientists keep saying less screen time? Get as many screens as you can around yourself and watch the same video at the same time. You know, if you play it all at the same time and you synchronize the audio, you could position the devices around you and get, you know, spatial audio. Get a sense of feeling watching the video. But Dobbs, I don't know if you realize this, but the guys who hit that carrack used an exploit.
Really?
According to the chat, the comments, bloody the spin bug apparently.
Oh yeah, the carrot spinning. Yeah, it's totally an exploit, guys. Yeah, you caught us red-handed.
100%.
Such a bizarre thing to say. Like, who? I don't know, man. People are weird out there.
Well, you know, ever since the declaration video went out, we seem to have drawn all the crazy people back in. Like, they've all just gone, oh, these guys are active again. Apparently our live streams weren't enough. That's the thing, guys. We know it was a bug. It's ironic that we keep getting comments in our videos about how we use different exploits that we're just learning about.
I honestly think that fucking Velian got too close, and there was maybe like some sort of like a desync collision that didn't get seen. More likely. That's probably what happened. Because like Velian was like, he was within like 300 meters of the fucking Carrack, and you know, at those speeds, those distances, you might as well just be fucking crawling up its ass.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a desync clip. Whoever was closest to it. The
Carrack, no, dude, it was a fucking exploit.
No, 100%.
It's a fucking exploit, man.
100%. That's all we do. We can't fight even fights. We have to fight. It has to be 8 of us all ganging up on one lonely industrial player. All right, because that's who we always find. Oh man, it's always interesting. There's a whole bunch of... We're at the mercy
of the industrialists.
We're at the mercy of the state of the game first, but yeah, like, it's one of those frustrating things that we have to deal with, where it's like, you keep hearing about, you know, trade's bugged, trade's fucked, you know, you can't do trade, and it's like, you guys need to stop worrying about making big numbers as fast as you can, and, you know, go for sustainability.
But that's what they want in a fucking video game. They just want to make money. That doesn't mean anything. And especially now in an alpha, it's like, yeah, dude, I want to make money in a fucking alpha before it gets wiped in a couple of months. That's my idea of good gameplay. I don't want to pay for escorts, because that cuts into my profit that's going to get wiped later. Fucking yeah, man. Makes a lot of sense.
Thanks for the super chat there. Dobbs, apparently Jack wants to hear you say something nice about the 400i, or about his 400i.
I mean, I don't think there's anything about his 400i specifically that sets it apart from others, but I do like the 400i specifically. It's a nice looking chip. It's beefy. That's probably I would say that's probably one of the only like origin ships that I think I'd like aesthetically, you know. All the other ones are just kind of meh. 400i is pretty good though. It'd be like 400i.
My favorite part about your 400i, Jack, is when you put it away and pull out a proper pirate ship. That's my favorite part of it.
You know what? Agent has a good point.
All right. But yeah, just to quickly reply to Jack, we know about the bloody Black Parrot cartel. I always want to say pirate because of the fucking P in the name. We already know about the video. We know it's a thing. There's finally been a fight.
That's cool, man. Like, they actually did something, and that quality alone puts them ahead of practically every other group that's called us out.
Ada wants to know who my favorite raider team is. My favorite raider team is Mongrel Squad. The Bin Chicken Cartel. Yeah, it's not
Wow.
really video worthy though. Like that was the thing about it. After going through the footage, it's just that generic kind of space battle. Might go into a bigger and better video. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll probably do something with it. Like the whole the reason why we made the declaration video was to provoke a response from the community and to create gameplay. And we've done both of that, which is great. And now we're reaping the benefits.
Well, we need 0.1 to come out with all its fixes, and hopefully it bloody addresses all the big ones. Because one of my fucking most painful bugs that I've had to deal with is invisible ships. Like, I've had to run away from fights because I can't see the person who's shooting me. And they're bloody there gobbing off in chat. I'm like, you know, 9 times out of 10 I'm in my mobi-glass or I'm tabbed out of the game when I'm getting attacked. And then I look around me and there's no one there. And then I realize what's going on, so I quickly, you know, skedaddle out there. And then they start gobbing off in chat. I'm like, fucking, I was bloody probably tabbed out for a good 30 seconds and you still didn't kill me.
Black Parrot Cartel is real. How does pirate on pirate beef work in a broken game then? Well, pretty much, like, we're all just looking for good gameplay, but I think, like, I don't know, in an in-game, like, I know in their declaration that they made, they put like a role play spin on it, where I think the premise is more ideological in how piracy gameplay should be, which is just like fine, like whatever, that's cool. But we're just looking for gameplay. Like, that was the point of our declaration. We just wanted gameplay. Their premise is a little bit different, which is like fine, I guess, but
we want the fucking industrialists to start thinking that pirates are a genuine threat and they start fucking preparing accordingly, as opposed to just sitting there going, pirates are a rare thing. You know, there's no pirates, like, playing the game.
Because here's the thing, like when we make our videos, right, they're completely organic, and they're not scripted, they're not predetermined, they're not anything. If they were, they'd be a lot better than what we put out. So we're at the mercy of what we find out there, right? So, like, take the most recent one, for instance, the guy on the Carrack. It would have been so much better if that dude had escorts, for instance, turret gunners, if he came back and tried to fight us during the unloading of the cargo, things like that. That's the stuff that's really entertaining to watch and play. And, like, the reason why we made the declaration is to promote more behavior like that. Because everybody wants this game to have that feeling when you're doing these gameplay loops, these combat gameplay loops. You want the feeling of, like, these massive space battles, these fully crewed, multi-crew ships, and everything like that. And it's like, we're not going to wait to be spoon-fed that by CIG.
We're
doing this now. We're doing this ourselves, and we want everyone else to be participating in that.
Yeah, like, we don't have to wait for CIG to do some of the stuff that we're doing in game now. Like, you know, it's been a theme amongst Mongrel Squad for bloody years. Like, we're just not waiting on CIG. We're not waiting for them to tell us that, yeah, hey, piracy's ready now. You know, you guys can be pirates. I can understand some people, you know, wanting to, you know, wait for further fleshed out mechanics, for the game to be further developed. It's good enough for me for now, so, you know, like, I push in there, and being able to build an org around that. And we've been able to, you know, like, get out there and make piracy work, and, you know, create gameplay, create a community, create content, you know, sharing experiences, and provide a level of gameplay that, you know, CIG won't probably achieve for, you know, another 12 to 24 months when it comes to player interaction and NPC interaction.
Also, it's like, we're doing the best kind of marketing for fucking CIG as well. It's like, name another fucking group name another YouTube channel, excuse me, name another YouTube channel that's showing Star Citizen gameplay in the most raw and organic form, like not scripted, not predetermined, not organized, like not anything, like, right? It's just the raw gameplay, and put in a way where it's like it's made in a way where it's a compelling story. People can watch it and be like, wow, so that's Star Citizen. Okay, cool.
Yeah, full of pirates and griefers, player killers.
Full of pirates and fucking griefers.
That just beat up on fucking lonely industrialists.
Yeah, rally up customer support, guys. We're all getting warnings. We're getting banned.
Just post the video to Reddit, and they'll take care of it. Alright, speaking of weirdos reacting to our declaration video, we've got one to start off with. We've actually got a couple.
Hell yeah. I love the responses that we've been getting. I love the responses that we've been getting. It's so good, man. It's so good.
So this one is from Starstreams, and it is a reaction video, and I did not make sure that my browser was.
I didn't know who this person was.
One.
I heard his name, or like I've seen like recommended videos of this guy's channel, but I really haven't like sat down and watched anything yet. I didn't watch all of this because I kind of wanted to wait for the. Wanted to wait for this because I knew it was going to be reacted to. So
I did watch this all the way through, and I laughed the whole way through. It was good. So I'm going to be reacting again, but I like it. I like it a lot. This will be good. All right, so let's turn that music down, and let's hear what Security Guard Collins' declaration to Mongrel Squad and the Backspaced is. Oh. Where is it? I gotta press the little fucking play button.
I am Agents Lady, the leader.
Wow, look at that, Agents. Your face is everywhere.
Patch goes live.
Yeah.
We are raising the red flag.
Put more effort into.
Also, isn't it funny how we didn't hack the screens in fucking Star Citizen. We didn't go through all that. Somebody else is doing it. I don't know who the fuck it is. Someone else is fucking then going in the game and hacking the monitors. We don't take any we're not legally or financially liable for that. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Negotiate for any payment, even if you reach out first.
Hull scraping coming along in 318. Everyone, regardless if you're in a starter ship, fighter, mining ship, gunship, ground vehicle, or spaceship, you're all worth something to us.
Their face upside down.
It's a beautiful tree. You don't get these trees anymore.
We are
What?
the Black Parrot Cartel. We are free citizens of Stanton, but the UPD labels us as
Wait, why is it over like an information key? Like that's not even is that even a screen? wait a minute. I don't get
What
it.
is this? Who is this? You know, one of them has gigantic horns. Huge. Maybe they're all in hell. That would explain the sweating, right? Oh,
I
just
fucking
don't know
love
why
that
people
one.
can't get along, you know? Do you think I should...
You were like your fucking greasy ass face on the fucking on the video, dude. Oh my god.
It did not look that bad in the colored version. That's the thing. It didn't look that bad in the colored
Do a
version.
YouTube video. Reach out to them. Are these lights new? I don't remember these lights. I'll make a video.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
great.
Declaration.
All right, let's hear it.
Hello. This is Colin from New Babbage Security over on Microtech.
Hi,
Have
Colin.
you seen any of my work-related in-real-life videos? I'm not sure. I don't get a lot of views. Maybe not. Anyhow, this is a
Sad.
message for Mongrel Squid and that other drug cartel
Damn it,
corporation.
You fucked up the name, man. God damn it.
At least you remembered her name.
Fuck, man. Hold on. Sorry. I'll scrub back. Excuse me. All right.
and that other drug cartel corporation that nobody's really ever heard of. I know you both put some time into producing rather nice edited films on the YouTube recently, and my friend David Fitzwarren-Jones told me that you are now at odds with one another, which is not great. Let me tell you something.
It's not great, man.
Wars, well, it's quite bad. It raises the costs of fuel for one, and I'm already poor. So I'm offering both Mongrel Squad and this other organization whose name continues to escape me. Free hot dog meal coupons here at Whammy's in New Babbage, and unfortunately the drinks aren't included in that. But you know, I'd want both leaders to sit down with me over hot dogs and come to an agreement to terminate this very foolish conflict that's of use to nobody. Let's thrash it out on the table over hot dogs. Let's all just come together collectively and resolve whatever frustrations you both have, however deep they are. Contact my people, which is me, and we'll break down the barriers of animosities. Yes, I gotta crack on. I start work in a minute. Safe travels. Bye-bye for now, and stay away from pirates. Oh, that's right. You are the pirates. Damn. This is Colin from New Babbage Security signing off. Call me.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you so much for that lovely message. Oh, that's amazing. How so well done.
They put a lot more effort into their editing of our video than what we did when it came to putting it into the game. Like, we didn't even bother trying to do that.
Yeah, like literally, like for instance, like the B-roll that you saw in our declaration, like that was spliced in, like that was taken from real hits that we had in the PTU at the time. We didn't we didn't record anything specifically for it.
Yeah. Definitely call him. What we'll probably end up doing if we ever come across this guy, we'll probably just kidnap him and make him do piracy.
Hold him ransom.
No, not hold him ransom. Like, make him become a pirate.
Oh yeah, bring him on a fucking ride along.
I think it'll be hilarious. Or trick him into a ride along, make him think that we're, you know, stopping people to inspect their cargo. And then next minute we're fucking taking it all. I wouldn't say he's getting a red flag hall pass, but yeah, like it's more that
that's it, dude.
You know, it's in his best interest if we ever snatch this guy that he complies.
Okay, you know what, guys? I'm making an executive decision for the NA Raider group. Okay, we're carrying hot dogs in our backpacks now. All right, all right, all in agreement. My JOs are gonna watch this. Sari, you're in chat. Thank you.
Double dogs. Lure him onto the ships with hot dogs. Just make like a line of hot dogs.
Oh man, that was incredible. That was probably that I would say is the best response we've gotten from the declaration. Everything else pales in comparison, except for maybe the SCPD one. That one was also great.
I forgot to put that in the lineup though.
I will say one thing: the Chihuahuas are raising the red rocket. That is quite possibly the best insult I've ever heard directed at Mongrel Squad. Like, that is now the standard.
Minimum standard. That's the bar that you need to reach. And because I forgot to do this earlier, I'm going to just throw this in chat. This is the link to the video. It is in the description, guys. Head over there if you haven't yet. Go watch it there on his channel. And if you like what he's doing, subscribe to him. Like the video. I fucking like it. It was good. Oh man. We need more shit like that. I want to see Colin going out and actually kicking in bulkheads and stuff like that, stopping drug runners.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
What's the next one? The next one. Alright. This one, I haven't watched this one yet. It's another reaction to our declaration. I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. We should progress to the next one, and then should be able to pause. There we go. Now this is something that I didn't understand. The declaration is just over 2 minutes. Just over 2 minutes. I know Cobra TV, he reacted to it, and it's like a 40-minute video. It got suggested as a reaction, and I'm like, I'm just not going to watch all that. But yeah, like this one's a reaction to the same video, and this one's 20 minutes. So I'm kind of interested to see like what else they pulled out of that 20 minutes.
How does one make a 20-minute reaction to a 2-minute video? That's honestly, you know, Agens, I respect it.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how it goes, because I thought I was fucking long-winded. Like, maybe he's got a lot of good points. That should be it there. Jerome, you did miss Colin. But, yeah, let's, am I on the right scene? No, I'm not. I'm still on face scene. Alright, let's go over here. So we're going to watch this video. So this is Industrial Player reacting to Mongrel Squad. By, I'm thinking it's supposed to be pronounced Zephyr. Or Zephyr? Zephyr Studios. Sorry if I butchered the name, mate. It's 20 minutes. So, I'm kind of interested to see what he's got to say.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to react to this video by Mongrel Squad. Now 318 is being heralded as the piracy patch, and a lot of people are excited about the potential gameplay that that's going to incite. Now Mongrel Squad has posted the video. I think this came out a little while ago. I, just finding out about it. So I wanted to do a reaction to it as an industrial main. I love industrial gameplay. I've been doing it for years. I've been involved with the original Jumptown. I play this game way too much, but that's not important right now. So I wanted to react to this video as an industrial player and give you guys my opinion. Now without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's hear what Mongrel Squad has to say. I'm not going to pause too much throughout this video. It's a short video, so let's just check it out. There you go. Alpha 318 brings high profit. Okay, so yeah,
than we had originally.
That's interesting.
100%.
Doctrine of their own. What do you have to say for us?
I am Agens Lady, the leader of Mongrel Squad, and when the 318 patch goes live, we are raising the red flag. What this means is no mercy and no quarter will be given to anyone we pirate. No exceptions. For years we tried negotiating, and most of you wouldn't do it because you knew we couldn't take your cargo.
Yeah.
You can. So if you're a cargo hauler, and we like what we see on our scans, we will board you and take your cargo regardless if you're there or not.
Okay.
We will not negotiate for any payment. even if you reach out first.
Okay.
Hull scraping coming along in 318. Everyone, regardless if you're in a starter ship, fighter, mining ship, gunship, ground vehicle, or space yacht, you're all worth something to us. We banked a lot of credits on piracy gameplay paying out in the past and made pennies. For 318, we're cashing in. We don't care if you do or don't agree with what we're doing. We don't care if you think what we're doing isn't piracy. We don't care if you call us griefers, marauders, bullies, sociopaths, or any other pathetic insult you want to throw at us. What we care about is gameplay. And that is the ultimate reason why we're raising the red flag for 318. We're not holding back, and neither should you.
Okay, that was a pretty good video. Short, sweet, to the point.
Fucking good
First
point.
of all, I want to say I like that video. That video was very spicy. I approve.
I put a lot of work into
what he's
that,
saying here
into
essentially
that transition there,
is
guys.
that
Goodbye.
you know, they're gonna adopt a new mentality of shoot first and ask questions later. And you know, who won't be on board with that?
That's right, man.
You know, that being said, I kind of want to talk about it a little bit more in detail. Now,
Right, let's hear it.
I've already seen this video. The truth is, I think it's a pretty interesting topic. I have seen a lot of posts about 318 and the kind of culture that the PvP community is excited about. And I'm excited about it too. Okay, but I want to go into a little bit more detail about it because it's not just Mongrel Squad. Recently, I think I also saw Ray's Guide post a video about it too, and I want to talk about Ray's Guide video a little bit too. Now, in Ray's video, he kind of talked about it as a type of person who is interested in piracy gameplay, and Mongrel Squad alluded to it in this video. He doesn't really care, you know, what people call them, griefers, whatever. They are interested in gameplay, and that's kind of where I think Ray's Guide video kind of missed the mark. And I'm talking about Ray's Guide video to kind of put this into context a little bit about, you know, what a lot of industrial players' mentality was at the time, and you know, where all of that culture came from. Now, we all know Star Citizen is not a finished game, it's an alpha, so the intended gameplay is not in.
Wait, Agents, where's your face cam?
What happened was that early pirate.
I've turned my face cam off so that you guys can actually see Eld, mate, because I'm using stream elements to handle the background so I can move between computers whenever I'm doing my streams. And yeah, I can't move it across this other side of the screen without fucking around for about 15 minutes.
Oh, you fucked up, Agents. That's all I have to say.
Well, it's interesting that old mate's bringing up a video from Ray's Guide. I'm pretty sure Ray, when he made that video, that wasn't too long after we put out the declaration. If he's talking about the one that I think he is. Because there's one where Ray pretty much just goes on a rant about fucking, if you want to kill players, you know, you're a bad person. Or to the effect
was
of...
that like that? It was like that prey versus protector bullshit that he was going on about. Talking about that one.
I don't know. That kind of I've struggled to pay attention too much to his stuff. That's the problem. Like, that's one of the reasons why I don't like reacting to his stuff, because it's just droning on. But let's keep listening. Actually, one thing, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this guy sounds like fucking Sylvester Stallone. I don't know. I get the fucking Sylvester Stallone vibe from his voice. It doesn't. That's just what I'm hearing. He's not slurring as much as what Sylvester Stallone does, but it's just like the deepness of his voice and his accent makes him sound like Sylvester Stallone.
It's about how hard you can get it and keep moving forward.
Need to get him like to say some Sylvester Stallone quotes or something like that. See if he picks up. See if it's Let's see if he sounds like Sylvester Stallone more. He is the law. Man. I didn't like Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd. Fucking Carl Urban's one nailed it. Best Judge Dredd. Really disappointed that they're not doing another one. They should have already done another one. Alright, let's keep, we're going off topic. Let's keep watching what Old Mate has to say.
I was developed a code. Essentially, piracy gameplay would be extortion. You go up to a player and you would say, you know, give me this amount of money and I won't blow you up. And that made a lot of sense, and it blew up. It became popular, and it became the way to do piracy for a long time. And so there was another group of people who were just griefers. There were people who would pad ram. There were people who would, you know, just shoot you randomly, fly around, cause chaos, whatever they want to do, because you could do whatever you want. But there was a third group of people that get talked about a lot less. They're not entirely a griefer, and they're not entirely a pirate. They kind of walk this line. They kind of toe the line a little bit. And they muddy the water between what legitimate piracy was at the time and what griefing was at the time and is now. People who would kind of, you know, be more interested in, you know, doing a little bit of both. Not, you know, just strictly griefing or strictly piracy.
This guy sounds like he's going to start talking about fucking Marauders. So
yeah, no, that's where I think he's going. Like fucking the stuff that's absent of all like the negotiation and shit. It's like something. It's like something different entirely. Doesn't really count as piracy. That's where I think he's going with it.
Let's just keep listening to what he has to say, because I think he's still trying to get around to his point. To me, he's actually telling a little bit of the history of pretty much Star Citizen and the progress of how people have been playing in Star Citizen. So, yeah, I've got a feeling like he is leading to talk about what people like to call Marauders, which are like, they're not griefers, they're more or less player killers that are supposedly get around, they just go around murdering everyone. If you think like Vikings pillaging, you know, bloody plundering and pillaging through their way through the English countryside.
This kind of sounds like fucking Captain Kidd's definition of like each of those terms.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I can talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, if you fucking guys know the history around that shit.
Just PvP in general, you know? Or they would do things kind of their own way, not entirely adhere to the code. So a good situation for that is...
The code.
Let's say I'm a pilot. I go up to a player who has cargo, and I say, hey dude, you're being pirated. I know what's on your ship. Give me 70,000 UEC, and I'll let you go. The player goes, okay, that's a good deal. That way I'm able to get something done today. And yeah, I'll give you 70,000 UEC. They send the money, pirate blows them up anyway. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously the guy who's the industrial player feels kind of jilted because he lost his cargo. He gave the pirate 70,000 UEC and he wasted his time.
So I'm going to say something right now. As a pirate, that is not the way that you conduct business. I think this is where Old Mate's missing the mark a little bit. And something that a lot of people actually miss the mark on. I'm going to turn my camera on for this little bit, so that you guys actually see my face while I talk. I'm going to turn the chat back on as well. There's my camera. Hello. And the stats. There is no piracy code in Star Citizen. fucking piracy orgs that are active haven't gotten together and written a fucking ledger that has rules and fucking regulations on how we do things. Somebody attempted to do it years ago, and it was just an attempt by them with the backing of some of the larger piracy orgs to try and create definitions and exert influence over other organizations. That's all it really was. It was a fucking role play bloody thing where they were trying to define pirates and griefers and, you know, essentially dictate how player pirates were supposed to behave in Star Citizen, and it fell through. Now, what a lot of people mistake for a piracy code is really a business practice that you as a pirate should engage in, and it's essentially keeping to your word. So when you go to do extortion or ransom, you agree upon the price, and then that's it. You know, you get the credits, they get to keep the shit, and they fuck off. Pirates or players who, you know, take the credits and then destroy the target afterwards, they're bad for business. Purely because you create the conditions where industrialists start trusting those pirates who wish to engage in extortion and ransom. Now,
hence why branding is important.
Yeah, I have nothing against people who still want to do ransom-based piracy or extortion-based piracy. Or, you know, I don't have anything against people who just want to, you know, shoot and loot. You know, that's pretty much what we're doing for 318. We created that
framework for a reason. Like with the Mongrel Pirate Academy, it's like we basically gave the community the piracy framework. Like, hey, these are all the ways that you could do piracy in Star Citizen. Take it and do whatever the fuck you want with it. But that also means we're entitled to do piracy the way that we want to do. Just because we made the framework doesn't mean we have to rigidly live by everything in it. We can pretty much do what we want still.
Yeah. It's not in the interest of other piracy orgs, though, to have a, you know, pirate org getting around to extort players and then kill them afterwards. You know, like that player honored their word, the pirate got their credits, and then the pirate, but he didn't honor theirs. If you're the type of pirate that wants to engage in extortion or ransom and you find out about pirate groups that are doing that, it is not in your best interest for them to be around. So that's why you should take up arms against them, and that's where you start seeing pirates actually fighting each other, because it's bad for business. What we're doing for 318 with raising the red flag is we've made our declaration, we've made it clear to the entire community that we're not going to negotiate. So they know what to expect from us straight away. There's no, you know, ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, if they see us and they recognize us, they know it's either prepare to fight or just die. That's it. Those are your two choices. And that's one of the things about piracy hits that a lot of people don't understand as well, is that when you're attacked by pirates, you're making decisions. You're having choices being forced upon you, and you have to make decisions. Whatever decisions you make is, you know, entirely up to you. It's in the pirate's best interest to try and present a path of least resistance, to offer that path of least resistance to their target so that that target is more inclined to take it. But the target doesn't have to take that thing. They don't have to take that path if they don't want to. If they want to cut their own nose off to spite their face, that's entirely up to them. That's their decision. And that's realistically, that's what it comes down to when you're doing piracy. You know, like doing piracy, you're presenting a scenario where people have to make decisions, and that's it. After that, it's on them. Now, what we're hearing, what this guy is talking about, is, and he's confusing a few of the terms, like, you know, business practice being a code. You know, it's not accepted amongst all pirates. Some pirates, they don't care, and they will take your credits and then kill you afterwards. We've had reports where we've heard rumors of people claiming to be Mongrel Squad doing that sort of stuff. We haven't been able to find any evidence of it actually happening, but there are rumors out there doing that. Which is why it's actually important for piracy organizations to actually build a brand and make sure that you stick to it. And if you're going to change, that you make your intentions clear. Hence the reason why we do what we do. But yeah, it's something that I wanted to clarify, just to make sure that that part is clear. I'm gonna make my face disappear from the chat now, and we'll continue listening to what Zephyr. I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry. The camera gate and the background. There we go. All right, let's keep this going.
That feels bad. You know, so it's understandable. And so that kind of broke the trust between industrial players and legitimate pirates. So a lot of industrial players kind of adopted this mentality of, we can't trust pirates, screw them. And because the game really doesn't have progression, people play just to have fun. And that mentality kind of sits in the back of your mind all the time, like, okay, yeah, I'm not playing this game so this person can have fun. I'm playing this game so I can have fun. So this grew into a culture of combat logging. I'm playing for me, I'm not playing for them. It's a bad situation for me if I let them have their way. Okay, I'm not trying to justify this behavior. I'm just trying to cut through the politics and explain the origins of the situation. And if you think about in a climate where YouTubers are posting videos telling players to backspace on landing pads so they don't have to walk into the space station when they're carrying quantanium so the timer doesn't run out, we really can't be surprised that people were developing bad habits. And a lot of those bad habits have to be unlearned because this game is changing and the actual gameplay is going to slowly come online. Now, another part of the problem is that CIG is not crystal clear in the way that they want piracy to be done in the game. Now, they market a lot of ships. Oh, this is the they sell this fantasy. This is the solo industrialist ship. Buy the prospector, go out there on your own and make a lot of money by yourself. Oh, this is the vulture. Buy the vulture and go out there and make a lot of money by yourself. And then the community turns around and says, hey, if you're out here by yourself, you're just asking to get pirated.
I didn't hear it at first, but now I'm definitely hearing the Sylvester Stallone. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
Back up, please. You're an idiot if you don't hire protection. And then the industrial player's like, but wait a minute, CIG told me that this ship was the solo thing. Like, what do you mean? It's two information. So what is it? Does CIG intend Does CIG intend to promote solo industrial gameplay, or does solo industrial players have to hire protection whenever they want to do something? Like, which is it? What is the gameplay supposed to look like? We don't know. On top of that, we don't know the benefits and drawbacks to being a pirate. It could be, a situation where, Stanton is a safe star system and Pyro is the star system for piracy, but then Pyro has a lot of lucrative materials that encourage industrial players to go there and then potentially get pirated. But for beginners who want to play solo, they can do that in Stanton. Or it could be a situation where, they lift armistice zones from landing zones, and you can walk around shooting people in cities. Again, both of these ideas have been thrown around. So the player base isn't exactly sure how to react. Okay. Now, this third group of player that kind of muddies the water between what a legitimate pirate is and what a griefer is kind of a larger group of people than a lot of people assume. Okay, because the reality is no one likes griefers. No one's defending griefers. Pirates aren't defending griefers. And people don't have a problem with legitimate piracy. Piracy is a gameplay loop that was advertised by CIG. It's something that everybody wants, even industrial players. The problem is this third group of people who, again, exist in a gray zone between legitimate pirates and griefers. And they kind of just throw a wrench in the whole situation, doing whatever they want and making it unclear how the game is actually supposed to be played. And because people can't trust these third group of players, they essentially don't want to engage with pirates at all under any circumstances. Now, this is changing with 3.18 because of soft death, the cargo refactor, the death of combat logging to an extent. And in my opinion, this isn't just the golden era of piracy, but the golden era of the art of the negotiation. Again, the reality is we don't know what this gameplay is going to look like, and we don't know what the drawbacks to being a pirate is. Right now, there are no real drawbacks to be a pirate, but it could be a situation where being a pirate means you can't go to Fleet Week. You can't land at any landing zones in Stanton. And you could say, yeah, someone's probably just going to have an alt account with a pirate and a main account with the, a good player. A lot of people have suggested that as well. But the reality is, if you are, if you're interested in piracy, you're going to dedicate to a lot of your account to that. You're going to have Cutlass Black, you may want a Kraken. That's not a small account. That's something that you're going to want to dedicate a level of progression to. That's an account that you're going to invest in. And a lot of people, okay, yeah, I have my good guy account where I walk around and I can engage in Fleet Week. But that progression is something that might not matter early on and might matter later. And hey, for all we know, CIG might want to promote that to be able to sell more starter packs. I don't know. But the reality is we don't know what that gameplay is going to look like. So in my opinion, the only thing that we do know, the only thing that we do have control over is our ability to develop the art of negotiation. Okay? There's no question about it. Mongrel Squad are good at what they do. I saw a video series where another org went up against Mongrel Squad and not even Avenger Squadron could protect them. They are very skilled in combat. In my opinion, they had a video series, Pirate Academy, kind of teaching players how to get into piracy. And now that pirates have all this leverage to negotiate with, this is a golden opportunity to perfect the art of negotiation. The art of negotiation is something that both sides should encourage, both sides should promote. Okay, if you're going to get into the politics of PvP in Star Citizen, the only side you should be on is the side where you promote the art of negotiation. In my opinion, this is where the community can come together and create incredible emergent experiences. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm a pirate, 318. I go up to someone and say, hey dude, you're being pirated. I know it's on your ship. Give me 70,000 UEC or I'm going to blow you up. The guy goes, you know what, man? I really want to work with you, but I spent all my money on this cargo. I don't have 70,000 UEC. Pirate has two options here. Pirate can go, I don't care, that's your problem, and blast them. Or the pirate can go, okay, I'm in a good mood today, make it worth my while. What is the industrial player going to say now? Industrial player can say, what number can I come back with that makes sense to make him go away, but doesn't leave me out in the rain? Player comes back and says, okay, I have 52,000 UEC. That's all the money I have. But once I trade this cargo, I can make some of it back. So I'm completely okay with giving this money. I'll give you 52,000 UEC right now, and we'll forget this whole situation ever happened. Pirate has two options again. Pirate can say, nah, that's lame, I'm gonna blast you. Or Pirate can say, now we're talking, send me the money and I'll disappear. That is an interesting emergent gameplay situation that players should promote, because again, it promotes that social interaction that is valuable.
I'm just going to stop it here for a minute, because I've done all this. Everything that Old Mate's talking about, I've done this before. Both sides. There's also another tactic that you can use where you can tell them to ask in chat. 1 sec, I'll throw my camera on there and the game background. There we go. Yeah, I've done this before where, you know, like I've negotiated with people and I've you know, demanded credits, and they've said that they don't have any, and I've destroyed them. They've said that they don't have that much, but they've got this much, and I've taken that. I've also bloody not accepted that and destroyed them anyway. I've also told them to, you know, ask in chat. You know, ask in chat. There's plenty of people there, plenty of credits floating around. There's plenty of people out there who are willing to give somebody credits. The thing about what he's talking about there, about, you know, the negotiation, creating that player interaction there, like, he's not wrong. I don't disagree with that point. But there's a point when you're playing this game where if you're looking for more of a rush from what you're doing, negotiations and extortion don't really do it for the pirate that much. Because when you're extorting or negotiating, you have the majority of the power in the situation. You're in control. You've got as much control as what you feel comfortable with establishing there. Obviously, the person can just leave the game if they want. You can't stop them from doing that. But, you know, within the game space, there's a lot that you can do. Now, 318 presents the, you know, the potential scenario where, well, it's not potential, it's the actual scenario where players can lose a lot more now. And they are probably more than willing to negotiate. Whereas in the previous patches, they weren't. It's okay that they want to negotiate now. But a lot of them are trying to use it as a method of getting around engaging in the gameplay that is supposed to be, you know, what makes an MMO, which is interactions with players. They still want to be that, you know, solo industrialists in their huge ass cargo ship, flying around by themselves, making, you know, the numbers in their wallet getting bigger. They don't want to engage, you know, escorts. They don't want to engage other players to be turret gunners because it cuts into their profits and they're not making enough credits. And it's like, look, you don't understand what you're, you know, the stage of the game that you're playing at right now. If you're worrying about credits now, you're not going to make it in systems like Pyro. Like, Stanton is a medium security system. It'll probably improve in terms of security once we get Pyro. COG will start tightening it up a bit, but it's not going to be perfectly safe. It's not this system where you start. The reality that everybody's facing is that what we're doing in 318 with our red flag announcement and going out there and pretty much, you know, not negotiating, It's a message to tell people that they need to start working together in order to, you know, fight back. Because we're showing up with a group of people. We're showing up in ships and we're prepared. We train. We fucking practice what we do. We're out there doing it every day. We do simulations. We do training. We train people up. You know, how many industrialists do you think are doing that sort of stuff? How many organizations that are industrial based actually doing good training like that? They're not. And when they try to, their members complain because they don't encounter these threats enough. So, you know, we're stepping up. One, because fucking we spent, you know, like years negotiating with people who were trying to and they wouldn't do it because they knew that we couldn't take their shit. So it's like, well, now that we can, we know that you're going to want to reach out to us and we're going to ignore your call just like you fucking ignored ours. And you're going to learn that you're playing an MMO and the people who are showing up with a group of players to fight you, to take your stuff, who prepare for it, that's going to become the norm in this game as it progresses more and more. Your safe system doesn't exist yet. I know that there are people out there that don't want to do PvP, they want to do their industrial gameplay loop and their little safe system. It doesn't exist yet. CIG hasn't made an announcement on when it's actually going to happen, when they're going to introduce it into the game. It will eventually exist, but you're not getting it yet. So you can either wait, or you can learn to play the game that's in front of you now and get something out of it. And what you'll probably find is that as you start learning the game as it is now, you will get more out of it than what you would have just, you know, moving boxes backwards and forwards, thumb and bum, minor neutral, making the numbers in your wallet go up. Yeah, it's always funny when I see people complaining about us ganging up on, you know, that solo industrialist. We try and hit groups. It's fucking painful though, especially when we infiltrate them and we're there, we're like, all right, we've got our guy there, you know, they're a spy, they're listening in, they're a part of the group, they're going to help us, you know, get onto the server, get into that, you know, party, and we're going to be able to attack them. And then 2 fucking hours after their event supposedly start, they're finally leaving the station. And there's up to like 20 people sitting around waiting for this other organization to get their shit together. And then you got people out there and say, oh, you know, why don't you organize scrims and shit like that? It's like, that's not organic. It's not organic gameplay. That's not what you're going to experience out in the persistent universe. It's 2 groups who know exactly what's going to happen. And that's one of the things that a lot of people just don't understand when they're talking about, you know, like, you should be attacking groups. It's like, where the fuck are they? Oh, that's right. They're all complaining about how they're not making enough credits. You know, they're all trying to play the game as solo players as opposed to focusing on the, you know, social aspect of the game. And then they complain about having to do more than the one thing that they want to do. Like, the game isn't ready for those people yet. That's the reality, and CIG isn't telling them. It's not entirely their fault. But when other players are sitting there telling them, when you see videos like ours, when you hear content creators saying the same message, like you need to be playing with a group, you don't have much of an excuse if you're, you know, immersing yourself amongst that content. this is always going to be a problem. Like, you know, the definition of griefers and pirates and, you know, marauders and all that sort of shit. It's always going to be a problem. Like, his definition of what a griefer and a pirate is doesn't even come close to what mine is. The thing about it all is that it's going to, you know, it's going to keep going. You know, there are just some people who play this game who are vehemently against any sort of negative interaction that happens to them. And it doesn't matter if CIG sits there and goes, it's allowed. They just don't like it. And they'll curse you out, call you every single name under the sun, expect to be able to do all the content without any of the risk. And yeah, not much that you can do about that. At the end of the day, though, like, you know, and this is a principle that I've always adopted with Star Citizen, is that if you focus on your own fun, that's all you need to worry about. Because there's only two entities that are responsible for your fun when playing a video game. You and the developer. That's it. Nobody else is responsible for your fun. The sooner that you get to that understanding, the better the game plays. Alright, let's keep this going. I'm going to hide my camera. There we go.
Go up to a player, start blasting them, they fight back. That's kind of a dime a dozen in my opinion. You're going to get some players who know how to fight back, and you're going to get a lot of players who don't. But it broadens what you're able to do in the game. And in my opinion, the art of the negotiation, the art of kind of convincing somebody to give you money, low threat, is a huge win for a lot of pirates. This isn't a skill that 318 enables. Yeah, you can go out there with 8 gladiuses and spend an hour getting your crew together, gearing up, getting guns to do boarding missions. You can bring a cutlass, an Avenger, all these ships, get gear, and then, you know, to go out there, you see a ship, it's got a bunch of cargo on it, you start shooting, you go in there, anything can happen, it's fun, it's exciting. But again, things go wrong. You can get bugged out. At the end of the day, it's still going to take you like an hour to get all the people together to do that. Or you go get a Gladius, get an Avenger, get a Mantis, 2 of your buddies. You see a Caterpillar, dude, give me 50,000 UEC and I won't blow you up. You make 50,000 UEC, you did nothing. This is a huge opportunity for pirates, in my opinion, to make money with less effort. Okay, again, you can put all the effort out there. And again, if you're Mongrel Squad, absolutely you're blowing people up without asking questions because it's content. You know, you're a PvPer, you're in it for the action, you're not in it for the talking. But for other pirates, you know, this third group of pirates, they're not griefers, they're not high professionals like Mongrel Squad. This is an opportunity to actually perfect the art of negotiation, to make money from being good at convincing people to give you money. So yeah, that's all I want to say about this video. I think, you know, Mongrel Squad, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. It doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, I feel like this patch is the patch for the art of negotiation, and I think more players should be focusing on it. I think this third group of PvPer, this person that's kind of in the middle, I think they should take advantage of this patch to perfect the art of negotiation. And I think industrial players should consider negotiating with them. But let me know what you guys think in comments down below. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm stupid. Let me know. Tell me I'm dumb in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. I like that Discord. I like that discussion. I think this is an interesting topic. You know, I'm not, you know, trying to be on either side or play the middle or anything like that. I'm just trying to, you know, give you my opinion as an industrial player. I've been in the game for a long time. And again, at the end of the day, I think that the art of negotiation should never be overlooked by either party. I feel like we should promote it. I feel like we should support it. I feel like, you know, engage with people. It's a social game. It's a sandbox. Don't be afraid don't be afraid to get on the mic and spit some bars. Okay. Well, Anyway, that's going to be it for me here today. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to, you know, hear more crazy ideas like this one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Salute.
All right.
Thank
So
you,
that was-
Sylvester Stallone, for that very fun and informative video.
I know some of the people in chat weren't too interested in this in what this guy had to say. To me, it's interesting hearing his perspective on this, because there were parts of what he was saying that have been echoed for years. There was a good point that was made, where, you know, like, it's, you know, this guy is definitely an industrialist looking for minimal effort credits, you know, and suggesting that that's where pirates, you know, try and aim their efforts as well. For me, when it comes to doing piracy gameplay, it's always going to be about practicality. And part of the reason why we did extortion and ransom up until 3.18 is because that was the most efficient way of making credits. You know, you don't slaughter cows for their milk. You know, you milk them, you know, and let them go out to pasture again and come back in. The philosophy, though, we're going against with 3.18 and probably beyond for a while is because we've finally got this opportunity for gameplay experiences that we've been looking for, and want to try and, you know, encourage more of the community to engage in as well. So we're pushing a little bit harder in a direction that, you know, from a business sense doesn't make much sense. But what we're hoping to come out of this is that, you know, those security organizations, those industrialist organizations actually start organizing amongst themselves and start trying to, you know, fight back. You know, like, in security organizations being contracted to operate on, you know, servers that industrialists are on, and, you know, just patrol space lanes. You know, setting up quick reaction forces, hovering around, you know, outposts, trade outposts where industrial players are, you know, going around scanning other players' ships. Hey, what are you doing here? You know, doing, you know, general security work. A lot of people sit there and go, oh, that's boring, it's not exciting, you know, people don't log in to fucking do that sort of stuff. People log in to bloody have fake parties on bloody space yachts. There's gonna be fucking people out there who are more than willing to bloody go around flying around outposts and shit like that, you know, acting as security. There's a few, yeah. I didn't mind, you know, the guys talking. I've got a few tips for him, but that's based on, you know, just, that's streamer stuff, content creator stuff. You know, not to insult him or anything like that on that front, but, you know, there's some stuff that he could probably do to improve the quality of his presentation. But I'm not going to complain about him droning on when fucking I do it a lot.
You're putting me to sleep, Agens. Christ almighty.
No, I'm not. Not with you being that loud, man. That's why we have the music playing, though. So it doesn't sound like I'm droning on that much.
One word. Atmosphere.
But yeah, that was Zephyr Studios. I'm actually interested in hearing more of what he has to say, so I might check out his channel a little bit more. See if he's got anything else that he has to talk about, especially on the industrial gameplay side of things. He had a level of insight into piracy that I don't think a lot of industrial players have, and also a little bit more insight into the behaviors of the community that a lot of people in this community don't have as well. Anyway, all right, let's move on. We are going to, all right, so the next one is this one's from Star Citizen. And it's the most recent IC. Stop.
Wow.
Alright, so yeah, we're going to be reacting to this one.
Inside Star Citizen.
Yeah, well, they finally put something interesting on, didn't they? Anyway, so what we're going to be looking at is the most recent Inside Star Citizen. I'll see if I can find a link for you. It should be right there. There we go. There you go. Now, I've watched it before, but I'm pretty sure everybody's interested in seeing
Everyone's
their
interested
reaction
in
to it.
your take on it, Agens. The fucking ego on you, man.
I was going to say our take on it, Dobbs, but, you know, I guess your opinion doesn't matter in this case.
Nah, I'm just here. I'm your anchor translator.
All right. Let's get this party started. It's 15 minutes. Let's see how many times I pause it.
Tractor beams have been a staple of science fiction for almost 100 years. They go all the way back to the work of Amazing Stories magazine and E.E. Smith's classic Spacehounds of IPC, the serials of 1931. They're a metaphor for all of science fiction in that they look to extend our reach beyond what's physical and bring that which we can only imagine closer and within our grasp. And while tractor beam gameplay already has a presence in the persistent universe, work is currently underway bringing its full potential into the hands and spacecraft of the Stanton system, with the next step forward happening in the upcoming Alpha 319.
Beam Citizen. I'm surprised they didn't call it that. Beam Citizen.
Beam Citizen. Yes.
The current state of the tractor beam is already in a really fun and fitting.
Also, really quick, I just want to say, I'm pretty sure that the tractor beam attachment on the multi-tool was probably like a part of the very small minority of features that were put into the game that were actually like fine on release with like no issues. So I remember when it was introduced and it was perfect, right? That was like the tractor beam is the thing that I can remember. It was released, it was fine, and it still works great. I wish that would happen more often, but I just wanted to point that out. Fucking tractor beams, PogChamp, we love them.
State, especially when the tractor beam was released, people got really creative with stacking boxes, creating obstacles for each other,
and creating fuck tents. Yes, I said it.
Or coming up with very interesting ideas of systemic multiplayer action, like who can destroy the ship and steal as many boxes, like team versus team situation. Or you could even use the grabbed objects as harm, so slap them on someone else's person head and then make them the minimum unconscious. So tractor beams in live game currently are able to move cargo crates onto your cargo grid. So it's fitting the concept of you having a handgun that can do the box interactions, and there's still the grapple mechanic that you can use. So you can pull yourself towards ships or towards.
This
I love the B-roll that they're using, man.
Annoyed me so much. Because this was one of the first things that we tried. And pretty much just you
can't do it.
This only works if they're flying at a speed that is slower than EVA. And even then, it is still jank as fuck. It is so annoying seeing this. And I know they would have had to have dialed up the force on that tractor beam attachment there just to be able to achieve this shot. Because the tractor beam tool is, what is it? It exerts 250 Newton meters of force. No, 250 newtons of force. So in 1G, that's 250 kilograms that it can move. Now, to be attached to a ship like that with it thrusting, there's going to be a lot more newtons of force being exerted. Therefore, the beam breaks, and that's why you can't be towed behind a ship like that. Yeah, that's what I thought with Troximus. It would have been really slow. Yeah, like when we were first testing it out, it was with the Prowler. I remember this, me and Lever were doing this, and I was there just spam clicking, buddy, to try and, you know, get it to work at higher speeds, and I think we managed to get up to like 30 something meters a second, but then the moment that Lever tried making a turn, just flung me off into the black.
I do love the B-roll though. I love how it's so piracy suggestive. It's
like
it's
just
so
give us
good,
a
man.
harpoon, like just a physical harpoon that just bloody,
Yes,
you know, a fucking,
give me a fucking
arrow that just punches
like,
into the side of the hull, and a proper rope.
I don't even care if it's a fucking mission, if it's a fucking prop like in a mission area. I just want to fucking see a harpoon. That's it. That's all I want.
But I think tractor beam should be more of a feature when it comes to doing boarding actions too.
Bigger objects, heavier objects, to traverse a bit easier in zero-G. The limitations are that it is...
Yeah, now that you said that it was accelerating really slow, you could tell. You could definitely tell that thing's fucking... Yeah.
Very... like, it cannot interact with any items yet. It's just there for boxes, for unconscious bodies or dead bodies.
Do you intend for it to be for unconscious bodies?
I think it's intended to be for unconscious bodies, yes.
Ha! Get fucked. You want to know what I first thought when I heard that, Agens?
What's that?
My first thought was at the Orison mission, knocking people out and shoving them off of the platform via the tractor beam. That was my first thought when I heard that. I'm like, oh yeah, incapping them.
Like, that's literally what a lot of people are doing. Like, you know, some people actually got pretty warnings from CIG for doing it too much. Like
yeah, well, I
they're
think
purposely going around incapping people and just throwing them off the side. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
It is hilarious, but we know now that the fucking developers and the customer service are two separate entities with two different mindsets. It's great, guys. It's great, man. Yeah.
But the thing is like, how, like, the movement of getting an unconscious body from, you know, like, where they fell unconscious to where you need to take them to get proper medical aid, it's just too much work without using a tractor beam. Like, it is just so much easier to go, all right, yeah, I just need to move them from here to here so they're not on this jank terrain. Or I need to put them on my ship quickly, you know, bang, bang, done. You know, like, I've attempted to drag somebody a kilometer from a bunker to a carrack, and I got about 300 meters before they fucking clipped through the terrain and fell through. It was so frustrating, and just being able to use a tractor beam tool to pick them up, move them, you know, I still would have had to run the kilometer, but I wouldn't have to worry about them clipping through the terrain and fucking falling, you know, to the center of the planet. Yes, we do need a hover gurney. Then again, pretty sure you can still... No, you can. You can put somebody on a gurney and then tractor beam that.
They showed hover gurneys at fucking CitizenCon.
Yeah. It needs to be more of a thing. What ship is
So
that?
where do we
Dobbs?
want to take tractor beams? We would like to introduce more or
That was the whole,
more
that was the whole
variances
series, wasn't it?
to the
was like a
FPS
whole
tractor beam that you're seeing. So right now you only have the multi-tool that has the tractor beam attachment. So we would like to have a dedicated tool, maybe even upgraded version to the tractor beam
Whoa!
attachment. So you might have heavier lifting tractor beam attachment for the multi-tool. So we would really like to dive into more meaningful itemization for the tractor beam and basically have it believable that you have a big tractor beam.
If anyone
to move
knows the
like
song that's
very
playing
heavy
currently
and
right
very
now in
big
the ISC
objects,
video, please send
rather
it to
than
me.
you just have your tiny handgun that you move like, like 36 square cubic meter boxes around or something like that. There's also the tractor beam in regards to the salvage gameplay. So you have on the salvage ships, like the Reclaimer and the Vulture, you have the functionality to pull in debris. And then in the future, once the salvage feature is progressing, you will be able to munch those pieces and create like additional resources out of that. For vehicle tractor beams, there are basically two things that we would like to see. And there's the concept of remote turrets. So something that its full purpose is to basically help the systems that the ship itself has. For example, on the Starfarer, a tractor beam that is able to.
Hang on, I'm sorry. This is gonna be off topic, but Metroximus, I know you're in chat. I'm actually curious how your B-roll works, because I know you guys are probably doing something that's beyond the traditional means of capturing it in game, unless you guys are really good. But it just I don't know, it looks different than what could be captured in game. I just want to know, like, if there's tools that you use, if there's additional like settings that you guys have, or is it all like through traditional means of getting it in the game? I'm actually genuinely curious, because when I look at it, I'm like, I think a voice that I can like recreate it in the game. And I look at these and I'm like, how? It's just I don't know. It's interesting to me. I just wanted to know. But yeah, you can answer that in chat. I'm just gonna keep playing it.
Bring in the mining pods from the prospector, or detach the fuel pods from the fuel pod socket, so you could exchange them, or for example for the hull variances that you have a remote tractor beam that is able to detach the cargo boxes from the basically cargo holding plates on the Hull series ships. And then there's additionally the concept of the not remote tractor beam, but the fully ship-driven tractor beam, if so to say, which is more the active one. So
I'll talk to you about that later.
Best example there is the SRV, for example.
I want this. I want this so bad. I really want
ship-based
this.
tractor beams. We need the SRV, guys. Let's go. Give us the goddamn SRV. Invictus launch week. I'm calling it right now, guys. Thoughts on that?
This is what I really want to be able to do, like brick a ship, show it with the SRV, and then tow it to a mobile chop shop. Set up a mobile chop shop, get a reclaimer, you know, out in the middle of dead space, and just bring Rex to it. It doesn't move, but it stays in the one spot. We bring everything to it.
Ping me later, Metroximus. Sorry. Ping me later. We'll talk about it. Yeah, like for instance, like back on the topic of the SRV, like just being able to fucking, like, you find a ship, you fucking brick it, and then instead of doing your logistics in the area where you did it, which is always going to be a hot area, you just fucking bring it out to a safe place, and then you're just fucking good, man. All good.
And then there's also being able to like remove the abandoned ships and shit like that at outposts and bloody rest stops and all that.
And shit.
Just grab it, either just launch the ship off into the, you know, black, or, you know, take it to the mobile chop shop as well. Like, that's the type of stuff that I want to get into more. Like, that's the type of stuff that I'm trying to push, you know, not Mongrel Squad, but, you know, the other organizations, our sister organizations. You know, I've raised them to start working towards building up those sorts of capabilities and getting more players engaged in, you know, gameplay and Star Citizen from the emergent side of things. But we're not worrying about, you know, doing missions and stuff like that. We're going out there and finding our own gameplay. And the you know, the tools, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of people are raving about this particular ISC, is because we're getting tools that are enabling gameplay further beyond, you know, scripted missions. You know, like, we've had more than enough scripted missions, you know, to have our fill. Like, this is the type of stuff that we want. Create a towing company so reclaimers can get out of atmosphere. Yeah, but CIG needs to make it so that reclaimers can only be spawned in atmosphere for it to work. It would be fucking hilarious, though.
You need like 6 SRVs, dude.
Yeah.
No, you need as many SRVs to tow a reclaimer in atmosphere as how many warlocks it takes to fucking shut the thing off with EMPs.
Jesus. Half your server.
You guys remember what that number is?
Oh, man. Land claims. Don't need a proper land claim to claim land. All right, let's get this going.
That has its full purpose to be to tow ships.
Ah, please.
So you basically have a stranded ship.
It's finished.
Please,
Look at it.
And move around.
They finished it on the.
But
it's shown on the video, so it's finished. It's ready to go. They're just holding back.
No, dude, that's literally like none of the thrusters are engaging. You don't really see. This literally just looks like a model.
You don't need the visual effects.
Just slapped in the fucking
Don't need visual effects.
I don't think so.
Function
I'll talk to fucking Metroximus later. I'll get the exclusive scoop straight from the source, because I'm fiendish when it comes to fucking B-roll and shit, because I want to up my game for the videos.
Ships might have an indirect remote turret or indirect remote version of a tractor beam, which is more the, let's say, aggressive version. So it's more in combat scenario. You have a situation that someone tries to flee, and you just
I love this.
Am I the only one that hopes that they don't do this?
What? Don't you want to go around abducting people?
Yeah. Look, like, the kid in me, like, for the meme, yeah, I would love that, but from a gameplay perspective, it's like, why, if you can do this to players on the ground, why bother even getting out of a ship in the first place? Like, that's my thought. Like, the amount of usefulness or the amount of effect that, you know, ground assets have against air assets, it's laughable, right? And all the features that are getting introduced are heavily in favor of flight assets as opposed to the other. So it's like, while this is cool, it's like,
Well, I see more application out of this, though. Like, if this is actually legit, as opposed to just like a purely visualization.
In place, so that
it's just
that person cannot escape.
Because, you know, if this can also drop people, you know, so you can descend via these things, like shipboardings, 100% would be using these sorts of gravity elevators, you know, for a lack of a better term, from Halo. You know, like, just, we're going down, we're gonna, you know, bloody drop the boarding team, you bloody flying along with your little tractor beam going underneath, and your entire boarding team's kind of just hovering there. Get close to the target ship, and then, you know, descend them. Like, that's my first thought with that. And being able to create, you know, like, methods of being able to ingress my boarding team faster. But then there'd be the funny side of, like, you know, come along, grab somebody, don't pull them all the way in, keep flying up, and then just, you know, turn the beam off, and then they fall to their death. But, you know, I don't know if CIG is going to go in that direction. Maybe, maybe not.
And you can actually pull it in to grab your bounty. An additional feature that we also see in the future is combining the beams. So you are able to, like, not only one player, once it attaches to a box, that only that player is able to move the box, but like have maybe people targeting the same box and fighting over the box, or even like the body, and then being able to move that around.
God,
maybe even the FPS.
I cannot wait to fucking troll people with this, dude. Like, I watch this and I'm thinking, like, okay, we've just taken a prize. We got to unload all these boxes off the prize and put it into our boarding ship. Two guys are going to be like, no, I want to move the box. No, I want to move the box. Get the fuck off me, bro. God, that's like, oh my God, that's going to be so funny. It's like, or like, stop hitting me with the box. No, give it to me. No, you give it to me. No, you give it to me.
What I want to see is, like, if, you know, like getting like 100 players around a ship with tractor beam attachments and seeing if they can stop the ship from flying off. Because I know that they'll show like a tractor beam, you know, waving an aurora around, which is fucking funny. I know they're not going to put that in the game.
What I'm seeing is, no, here's the thing. What I'm seeing, org v org, tug of war.
Yep.
I'm just throwing it out there. You heard it here first, guys. If you see that happening in any other, you know, through any other brand, like if fucking Atmo Esports decides to pick this up, know that you heard it right here first. All right? Just throwing that out there.
Tractor beam tug of war.
PS devices are so big that it is like you at least could be able to grab a small Aurora or Nox or something small. So it's like, it makes sense that you are able to grab that.
That is so goofy, man.
Many people on Spectrum were just wigging out about that, like, oh, this is bullshit.
Like, I would love to be the pilot of that Aurora, literally trying to accelerate away with just some dickhead on the ground with that fucking tractor rifle. Just fucking waving me around, bouncing me around, slapping me off fucking the ground and the trees and the walls and shit. Yeah, fucking Mongrel Squad and the fucking Space Parrots can do, like, yeah, that's how we'll settle it, guys. We'll do a fucking tug of war.
Tug of war.
Let's fucking go,
tiny vehicle or tiny ship. With the future being somewhere out there, let's actually talk about what we have in plan for 3.19. We are actually working on the entire tractor beam thing in regards to the SRV. But one thing that we noticed while working on it, that we actually have one thing that we could split out and actually bring to you a bit earlier than anticipated. And this feature is basically item stripping. So you detach items from certain ports, or you or more use in like riddles that are done by the level design teams.
Once the vehicle is soft dev or unlocked, you're gonna be able to, with a tractor beam, find all the good guns and modules like shield generators or life supports or whatever. Detach them, put them on.
Like that's just good. Like,
I do want to point something out here. You can already move ship weapons if you shoot them off the mounts.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So, like, we're a lot closer to, you know, being able to put those ship weapons into inventory. That's one of the problems that I've, you know, seen, but I don't know if CIG's intent is actually for you to be able to go, all right, physically move it off, put it into the cargo hold of a ship, and then move it across into the inventory of the ship, kind of like how we've already got our ship components set up in, like, rest stops and that. That said, that's got me even more excited for bloody, you know, tractor beam gameplay. Because for me, like, you know, I'm always about emerging gameplay opportunities. So that scrapyard, that mobile chop shop's not only, you know, like grinding up ships, but you've got people, you've got crew going into ships to rip parts out, you know, and store them somewhere, and then, you know, like, sell them. to other players, or like take them to the shops and sell them that way. To be honest, I would rather try and encourage selling to other players first and foremost, just so that we get that interaction and try and build up our own little black market economy. But it brought up the question, a lot of people started asking me about this when they saw this particular part. The question was like, will we be able to just attack ships for their components now? And I'm like, yeah, if the components are worth the attack, I don't see any reason why not. You'd want to, like, it may actually give a reason to go back to using EMPs, especially if, or not EMPs, distortion damage to disable ships, especially if we get the SRV at the same time as that particular feature set, or eventually when we get it, we could look at doing it that way. Because the benefit of using distortion damage is that you're not damaging components, whereas bricking targets, you do end up damaging components.
Yeah.
So, like,
just need to solve the self-destruct issue with fucking distortion damage, and then we're good. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. And that's the thing about this is, like, it creates opportunities for players to become more specialized in certain ways of playing the game. So in our case for piracy, it's like, all right, we'll have people who are specialized in disabling ships in a way so that you're able to rip the components out of them and they're not damaged. And then we need server meshing. And once we got server meshing, the floodgates open.
Not right away though. The DGS nodes are still going to be pretty limited, but it's going to gradually increase.
The floodgates will open.
Yeah, it's just cool, man. Like, it's just really cool.
Just
physicalized components. Like, this is partially like physicalized components, which is just awesome, right? Like, we're it's incremental, Great. I love what they're doing. It's great.
On your ship, or put them in your cargo hold and sell them later, or use them.
So you will use your multi-tool, the very buffed version of the multi-tool, to be detaching those weapons where there is a new weight limit that the multi-tool can now exceed. There's a new volume that the multi-tool can now exceed to allow you to detach at least like a majority of the items. There might be items hidden behind walls that for sure you will not be able to detach from their socket, but all the items that are visible, and especially the internal components that are size 0, size 1, and size 2, you will be able to detach from their socket. And if you have a spare, for example, sitting around next to you, you can even exchange them. If you have a shield generator and you notice for the situation that I'm right now in, it's not good enough, so you can take out your multi-tool, grab it, pull it out of the socket, and grab the other one that you have that might be suiting for the situation better, and then just pop it in, and voila, you just changed your shield generator on the fly. For weapons, since they're on the outside, we allow you to detach any weapon that matches the metrics. So I think right now the biggest that you can pop out of the socket are size 5 or size 6. Depends a bit on the shape, because we have different masses and different volumes for the different shapes of the different types that we have. So it's a bit dependent there, but what is important to us on the tractor beam are synergies. And what synergies we have is, or we will have with this feature, a way to restock yourself. Like, not restocking with physical ammunition, like you have from your ballistic cannons, but at least from missiles.
You can potentially find a ship that's sub-dead or like fully destroyed that has the same time of...
What I want to do, right? See all those missiles in the back of the Cutlass? Imagine this, okay? Being tailed by somebody, fly in a straight line, pop the trunk, throw a missile out of the back, they run into it. Guys, emergent gameplay. Ain't that something? Think about it.
I want to do cluster bombs.
And you can grab those missiles, attached to your own ship.
Like carpet bombing areas. So grab like
carpet bombing.
Grab like 10 people in the back of a ship with, you know, like 100 missiles or something like that. And just as you're flying along, just have them tossing the missiles out. You know, just throw them out. Who knows if they actually get activated or not, but you know, like
yeah, it's just a matter of whether or not they whether or not they'll detonate.
Yeah, reloading A2s in flight. Holy shit. You're no longer bound by the four bombs.
No, fucking dropping A2 bombs out the back of a fucking cutter. Can you imagine?
Yes. They'll just be like, oh, it's just a cutter, it's okay. What's that thing falling out the back? The morphologist will fucking have a heart attack. Nerf the cutter! Nerf the cutter! This is bullshit, it shouldn't have bombs. How are we supposed to defend against that? Oh man. Maybe there's an arm state.
Yeah. No. It's a physicalized button on the missile. You go up to it, you press the button, you shove it out the back of your ship, and then whenever it hits, it explodes. Can you imagine? Think about that. We're imagining right now, guys. We're doing we're truly in the Star Citizen mindset.
We're bloody huffing fucking hopium right now. So much hopium.
Future fight.
In a multi-crew scenario, you can have a friend sitting around with their Cutlass Black full of missiles, and you just take it out of their backside and refill your ship
with pipe.
That's another job for the 2 ICs.
That's, you know, this is one of the reasons why I created the pack rats, because they provide services. So, you know, rearming services. Like, if ammunition for ballistic weapons is tied to the guns, you just swap guns out. But in this case, it'd be like the missiles, like, yeah, being able to resupply missiles, being able to resupply fuel, minor repairs on the ship using the bloody, what's it called, the salvaging attachment, replacing damaged components on ships, you know, that need to be replaced. You're starting to see the potential of, you know, that emerging gameplay of players providing logistical services out in the black without having to return to a outpost or a rest stop. Like, there's so much more that you can pull out of this game purely because of these changes that they're making now. Yeah, that's right, Blake. Mongrel Squad starts going out to track down ships with certain components because we don't want to pay for them. We'll just steal them from others.
No, we'll find the NPC wrecks, like the Ninetales cutlasses that fucking pancake on top of each other and just explode over and over again. Just take all the guns and components from those ships.
I want to do a flotilla out in the middle of dead space. That's one of the plans for 318, just to test to see how it goes. Test out PES operating from a base far away from rest stops, seeing how it goes. Probably not going to go that well because you got to rely on getting back onto the same server, but I'll give it a shot.
Fucking server browser, do you remember that, Agens?
Yeah, well, soon.
When did he say that? When did he say that would come in?
I don't know. Soon.
Soon, TM, dude. Fucking copium.
Like, I feel like they do need to have another ship that's the equivalent of a Liberator. Like, I feel like they need to have a few in that class that are capable of carrying smaller ships. Let's keep watching.
Obviously, it would be much more interesting because there's like a more limited shop supplies and all of that. But even right now, it's like a pretty valuable option because a lot of those components are actually pretty expensive.
What we also will allow you to do is like strip the items off alive ships, but to prevent other players from randomly stealing you the items, we will lock that behind a certain functionality. So right now the discussion is that we will have an unlock key binding that you press, and then you basically allow the items to be detached from their socket. So you press the button, and then anyone in your ship or anyone around the ship can then detach the items, either use them on a different ship, on the same ship again, or sell them for profit.
During the Go No Go, there was like a comment that it is a potential exploit if the parts are too expensive. The exploit is that you can spawn your own ship, claim it, and then sell the parts of it, and then reclaim it, and then cannot do this loop. It would be counted as a crime right now, I think, but it's like, you know, up to debate. So that's something that's being discussed right now.
That is not counted as a crime.
He's also talking about fucking insurance fraud.
Yeah, like that's already a thing with ships. Like you can do insurance fraud and not worry about your ships getting lunched up because you do it out in dead space. Fucking no crime gets reported out there. This is where I think COG is actually going to start looking at the insurance side of the gameplay and pretty much be like, oh, you're losing your ship a lot, your premiums are starting to go up. The time that it takes to get your ship back is going to take longer every time you reclaim it. No, right, Jones. So bullshit.
It's also the synergy with, which ties in very nicely with the mining update that we have been talking about already last time, which is like you can exchange the mining head on the fly. Not only the mining head you will be able to detach and attach, but also the sub-items attached to the mining head. So if you have, for example, a brand module that just depleted and you have a spare one with you, just grab your tractor beam, pull it out of the cargo hold and attach it again to the mining head, so you restocked your brand module, for example. Not only we have the synergy now for the mining, but also for refueling. So if you have a Starfarer that has fuel pods and they are empty,
yes, indeed,
you just stumbled over an NPC or another player that...
Oh yeah.
This is once again, like, you would want to go and disable this ship without bricking it to try and preserve as many of those fuel pods as possible. But, like, here's the other side of it is that could we just sit these on a cargo grid until we actually need to use them and just, like, store them? And this is where you can start looking at, you know, ships being used as caches, especially with PES.
We were able to transfer fuel and shit, but it's such like a weird fucking backwards way. And when it's like, also, I don't even think even beyond this, you can't even sell it.
No, you can't sell it outside of selling it to other players. So you can't take it to another outpost to sell.
Yeah, I wish you could like transfer fuel into like pure profit. Like for instance, like quantum fuel, dude, fucking. But the price for that would be high.
But like, you could just like you wouldn't be able to do it with a Starfarer because it's got size 3 components. You'd be able to pull the weapons off of it, but the size 3 ship components. So you're looking at the coolers, power plant, quantum drive, and that. Like a Starfarer just went, you know, like it was kind of valuable with the fuel on it, but you had to make sure you had your own Starfarer. To now, like you don't need your own Starfarer. You can literally just show up with your own cargo ship. Pop the Starfarer, grab what fuel pods actually survive, you know, grab the guns that's on it off of it. Missiles, if you can pull them off too. Throw it all into a cargo ship, you know, but if the SRV's in, have an SRV, tow it to a mobile chop shop, or bring the reclaimer to it. Like, there's just fucking free credits everywhere now. This is what I'm talking about. This is why we raise the red flag. People need to start understanding that the verse is fucking dangerous, and there are people out there that see these opportunities and are like, I'm gonna seize them. And if you don't fucking prepare, that's on you. You need to start preparing. Or wait until the way that you want to play Star Citizen comes in.
It has a fully filled starfare. You either negotiate to buy one of their fuel pods to get it over and attach it to your ship, or you find another way to actually get the fuel pod with the fuel inside and attach it to your starfarer, and voila, you have a starfarer that is now able to refuel other players without you paying any money for the fuel that you, or maybe you paid a bit of money for it to be attached to your ship.
We also have some quality of life stuff. So if you have a gun and you move your mouse left, right, the gun will rotate this way always. Before, rotating was very tricky. Now it's a bit more intuitive, at least from my perspective.
Because we also did salvage with the same concept as we did mining with the sub-items and so on. Yes, you will also be able to detach the sub-items on the salvage head or the salvage head in the future itself and exchange the modules as you like and as needed. So this is the next step we will take with the tractor beam for 319. And there are more to come. What I'm personally looking forward to the most is how it actually ties in with all the other systems. And I think that is also the most joy that I already get with this release for 319, which is how it already well interacts with the refueling that we did, with the mining update, because there we talked about how important it is now that the items are fitting the rocks, and now it is even in our QATR or in our internal play sessions, we now have a fully stacked Cutlass Black with all the mining heads there, and we just swap them out regularly, and it's really fun. It feels like this is how it's supposed to be, and it's not anymore like this weird menu gameplay. It's real, it's physical. You have your tractor beam in your hand, you have the item lying in front of you, you pull out the item from the socket and you attach the new one. So I'm really looking forward to what you will come up with. So right now we are not trying to limit it too much. We might reconsider that once we see you bringing havoc to our game. But for now, yeah, once 319 is out there, be creative, destroy the world, whatever.
Thank you. Be creative, destroy the world.
So what did we learn this week? Well,
Pretty
we
much
learned
got
that
told
tractor
to do
beams
it.
will add additional functionality to the salvage gameplay that came online in Alpha.
Yeah, literally. So it's like if anyone tells us hey, fucking, you can't do that. You're being griefers. It's like, no, we got told to destroy the world and you. So
318, as well as new mining improvements arriving in 319. That its scope will continue to expand into better cargo and vehicle options in the releases beyond that. And that now is definitely the winter of our Torsten content. Because he's done 3 episodes in 5 weeks. 4 if you count SCL. I owe that guy a beer. 2 for the bad Shakespeare pun I just did. And remember, for continuing updates on the post-launch status of Alpha 318, keep an eye on the robertsspaceindustries.com website for details. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all here next week.
why does he say details like that?
You've seen people say that we rely too heavy on beam gameplay. That everything's a beam.
Oh, yeah.
Salvage is a beam.
Yeah.
Mining is a beam.
Actually, we internally joke
Moving
about
is a fucking beam. What do you say to people who say that we're beam citizen?
This. Metroximus, I know you're still in chat. Can you explain this? Here's my question. This and the clogged toilet explosion. I want an explanation.
This is probably being done in the editor.
Well, yeah, I know that. I'm just my question is more of a conceptual, from a conceptual standpoint. More specifically, why?
Why not?
Why not? You know what? Fine. I'll go
They're
with
making
that.
they're making fun of Beam Citizen. He's trying to eat the hamburger.
They are right.
That was like a toilet was taffy. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Use it.
All right, that was Inside Star Citizen, Beam Citizen, or you know the bloody generic name of Tractor Factor.
It let us loose. Said we had creative freedom. Honestly, more power to you guys. I've been loving the B-roll recently. It's great.
But yeah, so there's so much more gameplay coming with the introduction of what's it called? Tractor beams being expanded upon. Right, so much more gameplay opportunity. The unfortunate thing about all of this is that we're probably not going to see, like, we're all going to attempt it. It's not going to work out that well, and part of the reason why is because we're all still stuck in little fish bowls, and until we get server meshing, we're not really going to see this flesh out any much further than what we get in that patch. But you know, it's not going to stop me from trying. I'm going to keep trying to push, see what I can make of it. Right, now before we do the last video, I actually want to do a Reddit post before we move on to the last video, because this one is something that I wanted to bring up. I'm just getting it set up here. Now, I'm pretty sure it was last week. Was it last week where I went on a rant about fucking Gilded and why we're not using Discord and how we'd never go to Discord, and if we're gonna leave Gilded, it'd be going for TeamSpeak?
Yes, Agens, that indeed was.
It was last week. Yep. So, the issue that we have. Glowfly came out of nowhere. The issue that we've been experiencing comms issues for quite a while now, but it's actually been getting worse in the last couple of weeks. Now, I'm going to switch over to this scene. There you go, you should all be able to see it now. I made a post, I'll share it with you guys in chat as well. Just over here, here you go. Now, we've had problems with comms, especially in the last fortnight, but there's been lingering issues with voice comms. Now, the majority of everything else works pretty well. Like, text chat works pretty well, the events calendar works, bloody forums work. We actually broke a documents channel.
Working.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But the most recent issue that we've been dealing with is like people not being, like, a group of people joining a chat channel and then them all disappearing. We can still hear each other, can't see each other. Other issues that we've had to deal with is people talking and others not hearing them. And Whisper and Broadcast feature has pretty much been broken and we've just stopped using it. So what I'll do is I'll read this out so that you guys can listen to what this was about. But what I'm looking for is pretty much support to try and get more attention on this particular issue, because there are a lot of people who are partnered with Gilded who don't fucking use it and don't bring up these points. And part of the reason, you know, like they're partnered, they should be able to bring up these points with Gilded and, you know, like put a fire up their ass to get these voice comms sorted out. But they're all too busy using other platforms. So we're not partnered with Gilded, although, you know, I run 2 Gilded servers and have been using it for years. We use it nearly exclusively for everything that we do in Mongrel Squad. And yeah, it's been frustrating. It's really been frustrating with the voice comms. Alright, so currently run 2 Gilded servers with over 100 active users, and I've noticed a steep decline in the quality of voice comms and its usability over the last 6 months, with it getting worse over the last 2 weeks. These 3 issues are the most frequent. Voice channels dropping entire groups from voice channels just as they're about to start events. The whisper and broadcast feature breaks nearly every time we use it. Party members in a call will randomly stop hearing one party member, but others will still be able to hear them. The main reason why I migrated my organization from Discord to Gilded over 2 years ago was for the voice comms features that Gilded offered. Now they barely work. There's no point talking smack against Discord like you guys like to do on Twitter if you aren't on the same level as them when it comes to VoIP quality and usability. The terrible quality of your VoIP features is becoming unacceptable, and if it does not improve, I will be moving my communities to a different platform.
Hey, it got shared once.
Yeah, we've got 54 upvotes. If you're on Reddit, I'd appreciate it if you did upvote it. If you're using Gilded and you've also been experiencing these issues, upvote the problem. I have actually been collecting more evidence when we've been encountering these issues, particularly video of the issues, video and audio as they're happening, so that I can submit it to Gilded's support email address. But yeah, like, being able to do whisper and broadcast features, that was something that I always wanted Discord to do. And pretty much from when Discord first came out, people were always asking for it, and Discord never bothered. And even when they released their APIs, it was quite clear that you wouldn't be able to even create a pseudo method of being able to do a whisper channel. Like, we're relying on Discord to pull their finger out and do it, and to be honest, they have the market. Like, they've got the monopoly on the market, so they have no reason to innovate. And this is one of the things that I don't like about, you know, Discord, is that they have the opportunity to improve the functionality that they offer to their users, but instead they kept adding fluff and shit that really doesn't matter. And Gilded's been going down that same route as well, but they at least started with features that players would want. But it's kind of like they've just gone on the same direction as Discord now, and they're focusing on shit that really doesn't matter to people in playing games. Which is why I won't go back to Discord, nor would I continue using Gilded if the voice comms keep going the same way that they do. Like, there's going to be a point where I'm just going to cut them away. We may continue using Discord's features for forums and that until our organization's website is fully operational. But the reality here is that we can't accept this level of quality or poor quality when it comes to, you know, features that we need in order to coordinate ourselves. Sounds like a letter Karen would write. There's no other way to bring up a complaint like that. That's just it.
If you're using a service, and you're not, and the service isn't working, you have 2 options. You can either try to reach out and get it resolved, or you leave.
Yeah. And this is the thing, is like, this is a step that, you know, I want to take before leaving. You know, bring it up with them. Try and get the, you know, light a fire under their asses to actually, you know, focus their efforts on voice comms. As far as I'm concerned, if Guilded actually focused on improving their voice comms functionality, they would kill Discord. Like, Discord is actually now trying to introduce features that Guilded's already got. You know, you have to pay to, you know, on Discord there's features that you pay for that you get for free on Guilded. Like, you know, file transfer limits. It's 0.5 GB on Guilded for free. Like, you know, animated bloody avatars free on Guilded. Which is why, like, it's frustrating that they've got those sorts of things there, but the thing that we really need isn't working. And whilst Discord has good voice comms, they still lack features that would allow them to continue dominating the market, and they have no real interest in pursuing that either. And most recently, a lot of people, like most recently, Discord updated its terms of service where they are pretty much, they've said that they will passively record or monitor your recordings and keep records of them unless you opt out, and they're automatically opting you in for it. So quite a lot of people aren't happy with that. It's another reason why I don't want to go to Discord. We use it as an interim solution, but if, yeah, Guilded doesn't improve their voice comms, and I'm not going to give out a public time frame. I've got one in my mind. But if they don't improve, you know, their voice comms within a reasonable amount of time, I'm just going to spin up a TeamSpeak server and then start migrating my communities off Guilded as well. And that's it. We may end up like having a Discord server for the public side of Mongrel Squad, but we wouldn't be using that for organization, you know, running operations or anything like that. Is there a reason why we don't use TeamSpeak already? Because we have everything set up for Guilded. And we're not going to fix anything on Guilded if we don't give them feedback and we don't use it. That's the simple reality. Like, if we just continuously cut away, and this is, you know, once again, a problem that Guilded suffers from, and it annoys me that there's people that are partnered with them and they don't use their, you know, comm services nor give them feedback on how shit they are. But you've got this situation here where it's like, if everybody just starts, you know, leaving and just going, yeah, well, your comms are shit, and they all leave, they just, you know, Microsoft, who owns Roblox will just go, oh, well, it's just a failing model, just fuck it off. Like, they need to put more time and effort into this product, and they would corner the market. Like, they are offering the tool that a lot of gaming communities want. And yes, Stoney, I have. Using pretty much, like, we can make the website do everything that Guilded does if we really wanted to. It just comes down to the time, effort, and resources of doing all of that, which is another reason why Guilded is such a great platform, is that the majority of what you want to do, you know, what you want to set up for a community is already there. You just got to spend the time setting that up. Whereas if you do it to your own website, you got to, you know, integrate it, test it, make sure it's working, and then you got to update and maintain it. Whereas Guilded already handles all that. But, you know, it is what it is. I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. I want to bring it, you know, put more light on it, try and get more attention on it so that we can actually get Gilded to start sorting out their fucking voice comms and actually making it a higher priority than bloody all their useless features. They showed a video, a little animation short of some fucking useless feature on Twitter bloody in the last week, and I just looked at it and my initial thought was like, I don't give a flying fuck about that thing right now. I want your voice comms working. I think they'd be able to handle it considering they got Microsoft backing them, but at the same time, like, Discord fucking makes, you know, hand over fist, you know, buku fucking dollars just so that, you know, people can get a bloody animated avatar, you know, being able to move, you know, use emojis from other servers. I'm pretty sure if, you know, Gilded looked at creating those sorts of feature sets to be able to offset costs of running, you know, like the streaming and VoIP servers, as long as those, you know, services were quality that, you know, either met or exceeded what Discord could do, people would throw money at them.
Agens, I recommend you look. Can you look at org chat / screenshots and clips? Can we show this on stream?
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going down that route yet. Save it for next week. Yeah, if we do go down the route of TeamSpeak, we'll probably be looking at utilizing its API to integrate it with the website, so it's a lot easier to join on. But yeah, it is what it is. There's the Reddit post there. Should still be there. Yep. There's the link for it. Appreciate if you head over there, please upvote it, read through it, share your experiences if you use Gilded, and all that good stuff. And that is that for that particular topic. We're on to the last bit of content, Dobbs.
Oh, yay.
There's a reason why I deliberately left it to last.
Why?
Because I like to finish on a high note. And I believe this guy delivers quality content, and we're able to finish streams on a high note. So the pressure's on, Voidy Vids. Buddy, this last video that you put out better be good, or else I'm going to be severely disappointed. And I would have finished a reaction stream sad, and that would have been your fault, and that would make me angry, and then I'll find you in game. And then we'll make you do things that you don't want to do. But it's probably going to be a bigger challenge than what I'm considering right now. But hey, you know, like, it's never stopped me before.
Challenge because you'll probably like everything that we make you do.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, we'd have to try and find something that Voidy wouldn't want to do and then find a way to make him do it. Alright, so this is You Slam, You Lose by Voidy Vids. From fucking
The
June.
moon Daymar is so beautiful and the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see Slam on the ground.
You can see Slam.
At nightfall, the smugglers land.
Why are you... Just
The
use ship
Deadrunners
weapons.
race against time to avoid the pirates of Stanton.
Nice.
No, dude.
Oh no.
They try to sell slam in front of my eyes.
He's selling there, dude.
He would sell, he doesn't buy.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
He's down. Is that you, Raccoon?
Nice, nice,
No,
nice,
I'm not on
nice,
ground.
nice, nice.
By selling the illicit product, they become obscenely rich.
Yeah, the Voidy, you got really good at doing impressions. Well, that's somebody else. I don't know. Maybe.
Richer than Chris Roberts himself. Why do slam runners choose this path? And how much fake space money will Void Dude make?
Love the font.
The slam wars have been raging on in Star Citizen 3.18 over the last 2 weeks.
I don't think that was a voice changer.
Provided you luck out on a decent server and can actually retrieve a ship, get your inventory to work, or even get into the main menu. Server performance issues aside, however, Brio's Breaker Yard on Daymar has truly become the ultimate battleground for the geriatric slam melange. Join me as we embark on some slamming Star Citizen high octane, maximum piracy, combat smuggle cuddle, dunes of Daymar space adventures in our quest to make epic bucket loads of fake space money. Let's begin! We're on our way to Arrakis, I mean Daymar, in an Anvil Carrack, and as you know, all good ships have a name, so I decided to call this one It's Not Fair That Known Carrack Captain It's Not Fair procured this Carrack for our slam-fueled operations, because it doesn't feature much in this patented Voidyvid's adventure. Maybe next time, I can't wait. The plan is for me to camp out at Brio's and hit incoming smugglers with their space pants down, while the rest of the boys scout out Stanton for potential high-value targets. I guess we're the bad guys now.
Oh, you powered up.
Yep, I see Brios. Visual confirmed. Oh man, this feels so cool. This is like proper Star Citizen gameplay, man. We're bringing this Ursa rover in case my avatar gets thirsty.
God, how many times have we done something like this, man? Holy shit.
Would make consuming the life-giving cruise lux a death-giving suffocation.
You know they've watched our videos because they actually did it in atmosphere at a low altitude, as opposed to what we do where we do high altitude drops and then we spend the next half hour waiting to fucking touch down.
It's all about the stealth insurgent agents. They're, come on, it's fucking, it's viable, totally viable.
Yeah, sure.
And I hope smugglers join our server. Am I stuck in Ursa chair now?
Fun. Server, bro.
Yes, I got out the chair.
Yeah. Nice.
Little did we know that this step is completely unnecessary because this server ticked its last talk and we're all forced to relog.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting anywhere with this.
I think we should like Hotdogs USA or something.
I don't know why you're
servers are more anything else at the moment.
No, I can't out of the seats, so...
I mean, I'm happy to just server log because I can just bring like a 350R or something here.
You know what? Same.
We're in a 350R now for a speedy return to Brio's, and as you know, all good ships have a name, so I decided to call this one, oh well, never mind. Cool, I'm back, boots on the ground at Brio's.
Nice.
Oh, already? Jeez, that was quick, man.
350R, bro.
I'm going to take the cuddy, so provided things work, you can always just come down and give you a little...
Sippy sip.
Shelter.
Oh, they just destroyed my 350R.
Oh, my game's being a thing.
I don't know, I was on boots. Missiles just came in. I'm hiding in the mountains.
Like, we need to get to Voidy, but it's like, no, you. Or do you just lay low? You don't have a railgun, right?
No, I wish I did.
You've got a...
That could have just been Star Citizen things happening too.
Man, all that's left to do now is wait for a juicy slam smuggler to show up, which shouldn't take long because according to some YouTube video, the illicit product trade lanes around Crusader should be absolutely pumping with Star Citizens eager to make hard-earned profits.
The pirate's plight.
And do your calisthenics, boy.
I waited at Brio's for so long that I'm actually surprised Squadron 42 hasn't been released yet, but finally we pick up a target.
In less than 10 minutes, I need to log off.
I need to do that as well.
It just cannot get a group in this game. It's load shedding, man.
Where do you get him?
Gonna buy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's he's selling there, dude.
He would sell. He's
selling, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it.
Oh, hit.
He's in. You're gonna have to get him.
What is going
The
on?
IESF World Esports Championship takes place in August later this year, and I think it's safe to say all those world-class pro esports gamers should be thankful that I play Star Citizen and not Counter-Strike.
He's not even in there.
You got aggravated assault against him.
Oh no, I don't know if that's a kill or if just I heard him.
He's got a level 3 crime stat now, so he got a kill.
Ah, where is he?
I'm watching his Corsair on radar now.
Okay, that's fine. You watch the building then, what?
Oh, I got him.
There he is, right down.
Nice, Sue.
Down, he's down.
Holy shit.
Did he bleed out? He bleed out.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, Woody, I'm scanning it.
As it turns out, the target was wounded by my expert tactical pro marksmanship shots that I placed earlier, leading to a slow and painful bleed out on the hot sands of June. I mean Daymar. The grim dark future of the verse gets even grimmer and darker with each passing day. Got it.
Yeah, there's stuff in there.
Yeah, dude. Nice.
There's a ship right there. Just use the ship weapons. Small burst. 2 or 3 rounds. Done.
Go for it, Woody.
Well, yeah.
Did he? Was the ship bricked or not?
No, it's fully intact.
Right, gotta get
what a f***ing heist.
Yeah, if you get that somewhere safe, I can jump to it with
got the fucking P6 inside the shield.
I'm gonna go to
fucking hit the fucking
yeah, that's
ramp.
perfect.
And then you come rock up.
Otherwise, you had a fucking.
How's that
I don't know
for
what the guy had on his ship,
those,
but
upfront costs, man. We're so annoying.
would have spent a lot longer trying to get the shields down.
That's exactly
to
what
open
you
the doors
said.
to
You
get in
want
that
to do the video
ballistic.
content progression, bro.
We
You're not
rendezvous
wasting
with
your
known slam
personal
addict
ammo.
Raccoon for the Slammy transfer, and we play the highest fidelity version of Tetris the world has ever seen.
Yeah, give me a second. Gonna open my.
Open your butt, bro. Get ready for the drugs. Fucking immersive Tetris here, boys.
Bro, you are a S tier Tetriser.
This is the part that's gonna trigger me.
Well, that fucking jump
Yeah,
practice, bro.
My middle finger is so strong. Handsome viewers, I'm as shocked as you are that this epic heist has gone off without a hitch. How uncharacteristic of this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, yes, it was 2 boxes I could literally just walk through. I couldn't interact with the tractor
what
beam.
the
He forgot his helmet.
Again?
My helmet is
Bro,
on.
Inventory to be the server.
Where are you?
I'm on your ramp. Do you want to come?
Oh, I see. Yes.
6,
Okay.
4, 3.
Are you in?
Okay.
No idea, bro.
Wait, no, dead.
2,
Yeah,
1. Dead.
We're back on Junmar now and we're all alone, but not for long because the smugglers of Stanton are eager to unload their blow into our cargo holds or something, and this unsuspecting Corsair has arrived to provide us with another epic showcase of piracy adventure. The greatest thing about Star Citizen 3.18 is that every day feels like a Jumptown day, only instead of having to fly to Jumptown risking life and limb for holy profits, it's ships that fly to us risking their life and limb for our holy profits. Man, what classic high-octane first-person shooty Star Citizen gameplay. Everything is going to be okay though, because we load up, oh well, never mind, the second for a speedy return and pull off a flawless landing. I can hear you thinking, Voidude, you slam-induced frenzied space rogue, you're doing Star Citizen piracy solo. How do you expect to sell that Corsair's haul now that you finally have the upper hand? To which I respond, handsome viewer, I might objectively be an F-class pirate with a severe skill issue and float through my Star Citizen life on a river of never-ending bad luck, compounded by terrible decision-making at the best of times, but in this moment, I have a plan.
Nah, you're doing fine, man.
Is it a sketchy move to off yourself for a forced respawn for the plan to work? Would this be a viable tactic in a future version of Star Citizen, considering one day we'll have the full death of a spaceman mechanic to contend with? Would you consider this exploitative in the current state of the game? These are all incredible questions that you should totally ask down below in the comment section. To boost the channel's engagement, I mean to bring awareness to this type of questionable Star Citizen gameplay. Wow, I can't believe you're getting yet another epic Slam War space adventure. What great value. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're heading down to Dayjune in a Crusader Mercury Slam Runner, and as you know, all good ships have a name, so I decided to call this one I've been a busy boy at Jumptown and need to sell a cargo hold full of adult space nose candy.
GG's. GG. GG, my boy.
Yes! Yes!
I had some problems with my microphone at the time of recording this footage, so please forgive my in-game voice.
I see a Drake Cutlass black.
Blue.
White.
Man, cutlasses and colors make for such great content. That sentence literally makes no sense unless you play this ludicrous space game.
Something behind me.
Behind you.
Freelancer Max. Let me get in and sell and then see what the f***ers do. Freelancer Max is definitely coming for a sell.
I want to get a scan on him. There's also a Drake Cutlass there, just be careful.
I'm scanning him. He's empty.
Neon Widow Slam. He's big, he's big, he's big, he's big.
It's not fair when It's Not Fair scans your cargo hold and calls you big, because what happens next would make anyone in that position feel very small. This was the worst joke I've ever written. Feel free to unlike and unsubscribe.
Yeah, but he's gonna come in after you, eh?
Yeah, I'm on my way.
We just had another marker come up. It is
Wait, he left his
Aegis
ranting.
Gladius.
I'm just gonna try and sell. I've made the sell.
I'm so glad I made the tactical decision to ignore the 23 units of sunset berries in my cargo hold. To this day, I have no idea where they came from.
He's down.
Cool.
Oh, his ramp is open. What a genius.
Oh god.
Gladius is almost shut down and running.
Heard the gamer words.
How ironic that this Freelancer Max hit required Freelancer Min effort to pull off.
You don't. If you got that many people watching your back, buddy, around that place, just fucking transfer the cargo onto your ship straight away. You got air cover, you'll hear when they're coming. Just quickly, just launch boxes into your ship. They're flying off. It's all about risk mitigation. Take the risk. You'll be fine. We do it all the time.
Oh my great age Jumptonian Mazeness Voidude, I hear you exclaim. Yet another epic solo slamming space adventure on Durmanyar. Kudos for such epic value. Alas, handsome viewer, I waited at Brio's Breaker Yard for so long this time around that I forgot to hit record when the action started. But to fill you in, this cheeky Aegis Avenger Titan pilot came out of nowhere and tried to sell Slam right in front of our eyes. We managed to get the drop on them though and are currently performing the holy ritual of haha I got your stuff, lol, man, full player looting is so great. I'm careful not to take his helmet to incur death on the mark, as a level 3 crime stat is legitimately a pain to deal with now, which is good because being a dirty criminal space pirate smuggler should not be a walk in the space park. We crack open our early Christmas present and I will demonstrate to you a series of absolutely smooth brain decisions I made for your viewing pleasure, much to the disdain of my fake space internet money wallet. The in-capped target we looted a moment ago just coughed over VoIP, and I have never felt so immersed in a game before. The fidelity is unreal, and I hope he gets the medical attention he deserves in real life as well as in game. It should be fairly obvious by now that I have absolutely no idea how to effectively break into an Avenger Titan with a full cargo hold.
You're gonna need to crack the canopy, and even then. What are you doing? You're going to blow it up?
Pain.
Come on.
What are you What are you doing?
Oh no.
Oh god.
That box.
Oh no.
Yes, I did not think this through.
I knew that was gonna happen.
The boxes below it, and
I want to be clear. I got pissed at a fucking Raider team, one of my Raider teams earlier this week for doing exactly that. I'm just gonna throw that out there. For those very reasons, this is why we don't do shit like this. Okay, guys, thanks. Let's move
below it and blew up the ship. Yes, life as a Star Citizen is a constant learning journey. Oh well, never mind. There's this issue when you die sometimes depending on your service performance, and it takes forever to respawn back in your hospital bed, and so I, once again, failed to record my return to Daejunma. I loaded up an Anvil arrow to get back and search for my corpse, and as we arrived, I finally remembered to hit the record button.
Oh no. Fucking run!
The Avenger Titan pilot from our botched piracy attempt earlier has returned with a vengeance, but in a truly evil Batman overprepared moment, I was actually ready for this very scenario.
Oh wow, he's got a whole bunch of shit in local.
Wait, why can he charge old mate? Oh no, because, yeah. Hit him again.
Oh, nice shot.
My primary concern now is to try and solve the slam and find my body, as it has some pretty sick and useful loot. It was nowhere to be found, however, and I'm not joking, once again stopped recording because I'm running low on hard drive space. This truly is the most professional Star Citizen YouTube channel the world has ever seen. Moments later, and our friend from before, Citizen Peeber, has lived up to his ship's namesake and avenged himself as I lie incapped on the ground after he came back on foot. I don't feel bad though, because as it turns out, he's actually a dangerous cone-headed alien and absolutely—
oh god, he's got the Cobalt syndrome.
Oh, finally I got you.
Well done, bro. Epic fights.
Yeah, sure. Very nice.
All that slam, man. I want to sell your slam. Dude, res me and we'll camp Brios together, bro. We'll pirate this place together. We'll be the ultimate unstoppable team.
Well, I just want to say it because the tactic you use, I already use it sometimes, but in the first place, when I arrived the first time, where was your ship? I didn't see any ship. Did you self-destruct?
Yeah, I destroyed my ship with a railgun. I've parked an MSR on another moon somewhere else, so I steal people's ships and then I fly to that ship and I offload there.
Yeah, that's exactly what that I done it sometimes. So if you want, I can revive you if you want, and
if you trust me, bro. I wouldn't trust me, but I'm down for it, bro.
Well, without guns, you can do much. So first, give me your gun.
This guy obviously hasn't met online yet.
I can split with you the slam. What do you think? It was nice. It was fun. You deserve it. You deserve it.
That is very kind of you, bro, and I'm so in.
Okay.
Med pen right to the solar plexus.
I think I have the big head. Do you have a tractor beam? You got another one?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Okay, collect all the slam in a place so we can put in the ship faster.
We cooperate with our new Conehead Overlord, and he is gracious enough to send us a cut of his slam haul.
Your name is?
Void Dude. I'll type it out in chat quickly.
Alright.
Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. You're a legend.
You too. Okay, cool. Fly safe. Bye.
You too, man. Take it easy, bro. Cheers.
Let it never be said that there is no honor among space thieves, pirates, and smugglers. When someone murders you for your goods in Star Citizen, be they ill-gotten or legit, you have a choice to make. You can choose to rant and moan about how PvP sucks and you don't consent to the experience, or you could be like the dangerous conehead, Peeber. When Peeber gets pirated, incapped and shot at with a railgun, he doesn't back down. He puts on his cone-headed helmet for his giant cone head and comes back to claim his goods, while getting a thrill out of the experience and enjoying the game along the way. If Star Citizens everywhere were more like Peeber, the verse would be a more fun-filled and gameplay-focused place to haul cargo, do piracy, bounty hunt, and experience everything that our ludicrous space game has to offer, except mining. F that shit, it's boring. Thank you to my patrons for your support. Your incredible
And what a great message to leave off on, man. Listen to Void Dude, everybody. He knows what he's talking about.
Void Dude, you pulled through. You pulled through, mate. Oh. Slam Adventures. Dobbs, why aren't our videos that good anymore?
You fucking kidding me?
I knew that would fucking trigger him. By the way, have you guys seen our most recent video? It's a new direction that we're going in. You may see less of our videos. We've actually got a lot of hits. We've still got to review some of the videos to see if they're actually worth editing and making a bigger video out of. Because whilst some of them are like, you know, were good piracy hits where we made a lot of credits from it, they still might have been generic in the sense of like, we can make that video and then get, you know, 5 more hits like that and they'd all be essentially the same, and the only thing that changed was the ship and the cargo. You wish they were longer? Man, those videos, it's not hard to make them longer. They just get boring the longer that they get. But yeah, there's actually been quite a few good hits lately. Lots of boarding actions. That's the main thing that we're going for at the moment. Boarding actions. Yeah, 2 hours of scouting. Yeah, but then we've got to listen to the comms and make sure none of you guys are saying shit that you shouldn't be.
Yeah, you want to know? I fucking screamed at Serpentine over this, but I had to do so much fucking work with the audio to make it like or to make it sound cohesive. Jesus, man. Configure your OBS audio, guys. Just a general rule of thumb. Helps me out a lot.
Out of all the hits so far this patch, how many fought back or had security with them? I wouldn't say that they've had security.
Those are 2 different questions.
Yeah, like
they fight back.
Fighting back and security are 2 different things. Like, and the other side of it is that you can still encounter other players. Like, if you go to Daymar, like, Voidy's not joking, like, fucking Brio's Breakyard is like a war zone. You know, like, we spent time over Brio's and, like, we're just there circling around and just had people showing up, you know, trying to sell drugs, others trying to claim bounties. It's one of those situations where it's like, you end up getting into fights, you're not sure if they're security for the person or not. They're just another target, so you destroy them if they're a fighter, and if they're a cargo hauler, you want to try and down them so that you can plunder their booty. Smokey, thank you very much for the sticker there, and apparently Dobbs, we need feature length videos now. That's your job. Have fun.
I already fucking made one with Shattered Delusions.
Man, I'll tell you now,
I'll see what I can do.
That video was a fucking, just a pain trying to coordinate, let alone getting Dobbs to edit it and having to go back over it, watch parts of it. Takes a lot of time and effort. And you know, you kind of need the story as well to be there too.
Yeah, the story also needs to be compelling, and up since that point, we really haven't had one to warrant that kind of thing. But we'll see what we can do. Thank you for your 20.
Yeah, we do want more groups fighting back. You know, more groups engaging in industrial gameplay and fighting back. Unfortunately, like we're at the mercy of the 3.18 patch as well. Like, when it went live, it was like only a handful of us were able to get into servers. I don't think I was able to get in for 5 days. What I'm hoping for is that when we get 3.18.1, we see more people flooding in, and everybody goes, all right, the wipes have passed, and you know, like the game's more stable. Like, let's everybody jump in there and start playing the game with no thought of when 3.19's coming out. It'll be good. It'll be really good. We also need more content creators out there making tutorials on how to do good cargo hauling and make credits that way. But that's pretty much it. We're nearly at the 3-hour mark for this stream, so I think it's time that we started wrapping things up. So if you aren't aware yet, or you haven't watched it yet, I'm amazed that you came to the live stream before watching the video, but there is a new Mongrel Squad video, the first video for 3.18. And you should go check it out. I'll link it to you in chat right now. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. If you have watched it and you haven't liked it, like it. Share it with your friends, your dog, your neighbors, some random on the street. Because we're going for 10K.
Also,
we're getting closer.
We are just about 260 subscribers away from the big number, 10,000 subs. Can we do it by the end of the month? I think we can, maybe. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say you got 2 days, Dobbs, so unless we bang out another video on that time frame of release. Actually, 29th for me. But March
Can
only
we
has
do
30
it
days.
before Invictus launch week?
Is it going to be 4.0 after 3.19? It's anybody's guess, mate. No idea, really.
On Star Citizen Live, Jared specifically mentioned 3.20, so take that for what you will.
COG doesn't even know, really. But yeah, that's it for this stream, guys. Thank you very much for coming along. Next week's stream, most likely same time, same place, same sort of content. Hopefully we'll have another video out before it. That's really about it. Dobbs, you got anything to say before we sign off for the night?
Not really. I pretty much said everything we needed to say. Thank you all very much for watching.
Alright, I hope you're all ready to be inspired by the budget bloody Star Citizen Spyro bot, and I will catch yous all, or will catch yous all next week.
1. You don't know us because we don't want to be known. Random org, no one knows. It's Alpha. And as we all know, all good starships have a name. Enjoy the ride. Deleted by Knight Rider Sig. Better watch out dropping knowledge bombs like that, Morph may try to get you nerfed. We're not going to release a ship that doesn't have its intended gameplay complete, SIG, apparently. Everyone loves Vag, DG 360. I got killed by a fucking box, Agnes Lato 2021. Fidelity. PvP should be optional, elite, no dangerous, fanboy. Fidelity. The only constant in game development is change. Entitlement processing. Pyro 2021. Soon, TM. What the fuck is this guy doing? Everyone in Mongrel Squad. Elevators have been fixed, every iteration of the patch notes. It's alpha. I didn't consent to this PvP. Lost Spectrum Dweller. Stole 2 ships, was rammed by someone taking off while watching players come and go from Port Olisar and was shot in the face twice at Korea, Chris Roberts. Gonna bring M in cold. Beam Citizen. Who? What the fuck is this guy doing? Everyone in Mongrel Squad. You're not a pirate, you're a marauder, screenlicker who doesn't know the difference between the two. Yeah, it punches above its weight class. Gonna bring M in cold. I didn't consent to this PvP. Lost Spectrum Dweller. Stole 2 ships, was rammed by someone taking off while watching players come and go from Port Olisar and was shot in the face twice at Korea, Chris Roberts. We're not going to release a ship that doesn't have its intended gameplay complete, SIG, apparently. Better watch out dropping knowledge bombs like that, Morph may try to get you nerfed. Pyro 2020. Who? Elevators have been fixed, every iteration of the patch notes. You don't know us, because we don't want to be known, random org no one knows. Enjoy the ride. I got killed by a fucking Aurora. Salty Mike. What is this man doing? We're on the road to Pyro. Your car